All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are a go. It is now time for race 17 of 36, and unfortunately, it's the final race on Amazon Prime, which they have knocked it out of the park with the broadcast. But now they're live from Pocono Raceway in the Pocono Mountains. They call this place the Tricky Triangle. 3 different corners, 3 different straights. But it's very difficult to get around this place, especially in the turns, especially in the tunnel turn in turn 2, where it's very, very bumpy. One mistake and you're ended up spinning out or in the wall, and your day could be done from that. So these drivers will have to be very, very careful through the 3 corners, especially in the tunnel turn in turn 2. But we'll see what happens at Pocono Raceway for the Great American Getaway 400 in the Pocono Mountains. Last year, it was Ryan Blaney who had a great strategy throughout the entire race and came home with his second win at the Tricky Triangle, dating back to his first win, which was his first career win in 2017 when he got the win after holding off a hard-charging Kevin Harvick, and he did it again just last year in 2024. This year he's looking for his third win at the Tricky Triangle, but it's going to be a little bit of a challenge because he's going to be starting from the back of the field. So it's going to be a little challenging for Ryan Blaney to get up through the field, but we'll see what he can do. And on the pole, there's Denny Hamlin, who is back after missing last week for the birth of his son. But now he is back and he's starting on the pole. He's the all-time winner here at Pocono Raceway with 7. He's looking for his 8th today. We'll see what happens. Will he get his 8th today? That's yet to be determined. But he's looking very confident today in this race. This race was supposed to take place a couple hours ago, but of course, Mother Nature had other plans. But now the clouds have cleared up. It's a beautiful day here in Pocono Raceway. And now it's time for the command. Here we go.
And now, here to say the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome 3-time Pocono race winner, 2004 NASCAR Cup Series champion, and 2026 NASCAR
Kurt?
Hall of Fame class member, Kurt Busch.
Let her rip, Kurt Busch, the outlaw. Crank him up, gang. Crank him up. And 37 engines roared to life in the Pocono Mountains as the Great American Getaway 400 from Pocono Raceway is about to start and the final race on Amazon Prime. Let's see how it turns out. Pocono coming up next.
Did they just hop from a baseball game to a show on Max without leaving DirecTV? It's like all their apps and channels.
Hello there, Jeff Gordon fan 24.
Shows? Is she talking to us? How does DirecTV all your favorite stuff on one home screen? Uncanny constant suggestions based on your watch history? Mind control. Were you recently electrocuted?
Introducing genre packs starting at $34.99.
Well, I for one am intrigued. Like NASCAR, but don't know who to root for? Toyota's got you covered. This guy went from dirt track to cup cars. This new kid is all gas, no brakes. And him, just a 3-time Daytona winner, no big deal. That's just a taste of our team of legends. Now you're just feeling
Ever since we hired Dale Jr. and IHOP, breakfast has been moving fast. All right, we'll play the pancakes, not serve. Take a break. Go, go, go.
Is that Dale Jr.?
Order for catering?
Nice username, NASCAR fan livestreams 43. Nice. Nice username and profile you got there. It used to be 33, but I decided to change it. Oh, okay, I see. I like it. Nice.
So book your experience and soak in 500 miles of history and tradition. Once you arrive, you'll never look back. Secure your seats now at Daytona500.com.
Yep, finally it's race time. After waiting about 2 hours for Mother Nature to clear out. Mm. Around the bend. Around the bend. This is a very good intro for NASCAR on Prime. A great song choice they chose for NASCAR on Amazon Prime. But unfortunately, this is the last race for this season for NASCAR on Amazon Prime. Because next week they're off to TNT. Around the bend. Around the bend. Is TNT a TV channel? I believe it is. Yes. And luckily, I have TNT on the Direct TV. Luckily, I have TNT on Direct TV Stream. All right, and the cars are rolling out on this giant 2.5 mile triangle. Now the starting grid, Denny Hamlin and Christopher Busch are on the front row. Row 2, Carson Hocevar and John Hunter Nemechek. Great qualifying run for JHN, the Legacy Motor Club's Toyota. Row 3, Cole Custer, who rounded out with a top 10 finish at Mexico. He's starting 5th alongside Chase Briscoe. In row 4, you got Ty Grandpa Gibbs and Tyler Reddick. Ty Gibbs, who had a solid day last year, but blew up. And rounding out the top 10 starting positions, Christopher Bell and Daniel Suarez rounding out the top 10 positions.
Adam, when I talked to Denny Hamlin this morning, he said if there's a Pocono race I'd probably rather not start on the pole for, this might be the one. His point in saying that was when it rains at Pocono, the track changes drastically. He said, when that happens, I normally like to base my race pace off someone else. But today, the entire field's pace is based off me. I have no idea what to expect in these first few laps.
We're going to continue the starting grid in row 6. You'll find the 43.
All right, now in row 6, got Eric Jones starting 11th and Joey Logano running in row 6. Row 7 has Ryan Preece and Brad Keselowski, who won here at Pocono back in 2011. In row 8, you got Zane Smith and Austin Dillon starting in the 16th spot. Row 9 got Noah Gregson and the first of HMS drivers, Chase Elliott, starting 18th. Not a good qualifying run for all HMS drivers. In row 10, you got Austin Cindric and Ryan Blaney rounding out the top 20. The driver who won here last year, but he'll be going to the rear. He'll be starting from the rear of the field.
Strategy. You can also argue this is Paul Wolf's favorite part of the schedule with all these strategy races. When I talked to him about it this morning, he said the playbook today is, quote, wide open. There is no question at Pocono the crew chiefs earn their money.
Back to the starting grid in row 11.
Now for the second half of the field, Ross Chastain and Justin Haley running out row 11. You got row 12. You got last week's winner, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Kyle Larson. Not a good qualifying run, starting in the 24th spot. Then you got Alex Bowman in 25th, and Kyle Busch starting in 26th, who wrecked here last year. Row 14 has Ty Dillon and Michael McDowell. Running off the top 30, you got Riley Herbst and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who is on the hunt for Carson Hocevar today. We all know that Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is on the hunt for Carson Hocevar after what happened last week at Mexico.
Trying to get Pocono dialed in, and this comes during a time when the team feels like they're in a little bit of a slump the last few races. However, they told me better to get through some of their gremlins now than have it happen later in the season, especially during the playoffs.
Thank you, Kim. Let's go to row 16. William Byron is there with
Then William Byron starting 31st, and he's going to the rear, so he's got a bit of a challenge for today. Alongside Todd Gillen, then it's AJ Allmendinger and Bubba Wallace, who also is going to the rear. Byron's going to the rear because he wrecked in qualifying. And then Josh Berry and it's Cody Ware already in the rear. And rounding out the field, Brennan Poole in the 44 entry. How about that? Brennan Poole rounding out the 37 car field for this race.
Super fast and preface. We're looking forward to qualifying. When that starter broke and kept him from firing up the car, they tried to push it to get it going. When he put it in gear, it was just locked solid. One of the pieces of that starter went into the flywheel.
Yeah, a lot of drivers had a lot of drivers had problems during qualifying. As I just mentioned, William Byron spun out and wrecked during qualifying, and they just mentioned that Bubba Wallace could not get the starter fixed, so he couldn't make a qualifying lap yesterday. So these drivers will be starting on the field, in the rear of the field, will have a bit of a challenge trying to make up some spots. 30, 65, 65. That's the stage breakdown. Fuel window, 38 to 40 laps. Pit road speed, 55 miles an hour. 160 laps, 400 miles.
That's how it works. So we'll just have to see how it works over the course of the day.
Today, the first of 10 races.
And there goes the drivers down pit road to test out their pit speeds.
3 drivers separated by 22 points.
Yeah, this is really important because Kyle Busch goes into last week's race at 0, right on top of that cut line. A new winner, a bad race, he's now minus 50. So Buescher, Bowman, Briscoe, even Bubba Wallace, nobody is safe. A lot of races to go, 9 left before the playoffs. Anything can happen.
Talk about the land of opportunity in this race. Let's hear from crew chief Travis Mack, ready on the radio, Steve.
Yeah, let's check in the crew chief for the 42, rolling off the 4th position. Dial him up here real quick. Hey, Travis, it's Latard, the guys in the prime booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Good to hear from you.
Travis Mack, the crew chief for John Hunter Nemechek.
Car rolling off in the second row. We heard strategy no less than 1,000 times today in the pre-race. So give me the inside scoop. You have track position. Fuel, tires, how do you call this?
It'll be interesting to see what John Hunter Nemechek and the Legacy Motor Club's Toyota drivers can do today. They've been slightly getting better and better each week. The Legacy Motor Club has been getting better slowly but surely each week, coming off like back-to-back top 10s, both at Michigan and Mexico just last week, I believe.
Man, good luck. I know there's going to be some twists and turns and some tough decisions. I know you're up for it. It's been great watching this Legacy car get faster every week. Good luck today.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
I saw Travis after they finished 6th last week in Mexico City. I mean, he was worn out because of all the twists and turns of the strategy race.
And you heard right there. So we heard it, right? This is the car that they have to decide what's their pathway in the playoffs. Is it points? Is it track position? That intersection is coming in about 25 laps. But first, Dale, first start of the race, we're going to see what minimum 4, maybe 5 wide into turn 1.
We had a lot of weather, a lot of delays.
Once these drivers take the green flag, we'll probably see some drivers fanning out 3 and 4 wide entering the first turn. So be on the lookout for that as they come off turn 3. What turn 4?
Straight up here. The rain is gone. A 2-hour delay,
After a 2-hour delay, we're about to go racing in the tricky triangle. Pace car pulls off the track, crowd is on its feet, and we're about to go racing. Party in the Pocono Mountains. Through the restart zone, green flag is in the air, and the Great American Getaway 400 from Pocono is underway. Hocevar wasting no time getting on underneath Christopher Buescher. Nemechek getting a little squirrely up against Chase Briscoe. And he's already lost a couple spots because of that.
Hocevar ducks into third position behind Buescher. I think Hocevar was the first one off track last Sunday in Mexico City. First out of line today, tight to the tunnel turn.
Oh, 3 wide in the tunnel turn. That could be tight. Somehow they make it through cleanly, as they're still jostling for position deep in the field. Through turn 3, everyone gets through cleanly, and it looks as though Denny Hamlin will lead the first lap. As in the middle of the field, Eric Jones gets a push from Ryan Preece to shove past Ross Chastain. And look at Chase Elliott trying to go 3 wide underneath SVG and Austin Dillon, as Blaney gets a little squirrely. Whoa, look out. Oh, a little checkup off turn 1 there. I'm sorry, that's Cindric. Oops. Oh, and here goes Alex Bowman, 3 wide. Through the tunnel turn, this is tight. Oh my gosh. Hang on. Still 3 wide through the tunnel turn. At the exit of the tunnel turn, through turn 3 now. And it looks as though Elliott's going to hang on to that position. No, 3 wide once again. I think that's Zane Smith. Yep, Zane Smith underneath Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski. Oh, watch it, Chastain. Nearly cleared himself in front of Ryan Preece. No harm, no foul there. Everybody all single file. Looks as though everybody's got it all sorted out now as they're settling in line.
8th in the early going. 3 starts here, strong each and every time. All these drivers really trying to figure out the balance of their cars.
Looks as though Hocevar's trying to follow Buescher to try to catch up to Hamlin. As Ross Chastain is now making a move underneath Joey Logano for the 14th spot, and he will do so. Already, Hocevar with the fastest lap this race. That has to change. That's going to change. That's going to change later on. It's still early in the race. It's still early in the race, NASCAR fans. So we still got a long way to go. Meanwhile, change for the 5th spot as Chase Briscoe looks as though he was holding off a challenge from Cole Custer, or he took the 5th spot away from Cole Custer. Custer coming off a great run in Mexico City last week with the top 10 finish. Now he's trying to keep up with that momentum. As we go back to the lead, as Buescher's hanging tough with Hamlin, trying to catch up to him.
Buescher's going to go to the top of the racetrack, try to get a little clean air, and then build momentum on corner exit to hopefully drive back to the back bumper of Denny Hamlin down this long straightaway.
You mentioned momentum, and I had mentioned the draft, and that's really the key, right? So in the corner, you want to be Denny Hamlin. Look at the speed difference. Denny Hamlin's actually slower max speed, 191 to 194.
Wow.
So check this out again. On the right side, Hamlin Hamlin leading will have the advantage in the corner. Fresh downforce, but the draft is in effect. So on this straightaway, probably 2 or 3 miles an hour more top speed out of the trailing car, Buescher.
Yeah, but a little bit more speed for Buescher because he's in the draft of Hamlin. But he's going to have to slow down a bit early because they're going a bit faster into the corners, entering the corners. Buescher looks as though he tried to change his line, or he got a little bit tight entering turn 3. Yep, Buescher once again, big run down the front stretch, coming up to the back bumper of the 11, takes a peek on the inside, trying to make it work on the inside of the 11, can't do it.
Buescher just didn't have the confidence to jump the outside there when Denny faded low. And he's like, man, if you want this, you're going to have to go the highway, the hard way around, if you will.
Of course, Hamlin would think that. If you want to get around me, you have to go the outside.
Put himself back in that position to try to make that pass down to turn 1. May take a few more laps for him to get back to the back bumper of this left car. Denny's hoping.
That time, Hamlin was able to go to the middle of the corner while Buescher went low. But up front, it is Denny Hamlin showing the way early on in this race. But Buescher is hounding behind him.
Subway's footlongs are packed with protein, like the Ultimate BNT or the All-Pro Sweet Onion Chicken Teriyaki.
Meanwhile, a bit deep in the field, William Byron just took a spot away from Austin Cindric.
Fuel up now in the Subway app.
Trying to see what position that was for. And that was for the 19th spot. Well, no, that was for the 20th spot.
That's true in racing and life. When debt hits hard, National Debt Relief helps you take control, so you can pay less than you know in less time than you think. When life wrecks your finances, National Debt Relief helps you get back on track. Visit nationaldebtrelief.com to get started today.
Why GM Genuine Parts and AC Delco? From the basics like maintenance and repair parts to powertrain components, GM Genuine Parts and AC Delco are the true original equipment for all General Motors vehicles. Plus, AC Delco Gold and Silver parts are the only aftermarket parts backed by GM. Those in the know, stay on the go with high-quality replacement parts from GM Genuine Parts and AC Delco.
Once again, Hamlin through the middle line while Buescher went low. He was able to stay with Hamlin just a little bit, but not by much. Got to Hamlin's bumper once again, but they're at the entrance to turn 1, so Buescher couldn't make a move there. So he stays behind the 11 off turn 1, trying to stay with him.
Starts with Celsius. Feel like I feel good about it. I'm gonna need it. I'm training for life. From after school pickups to meal prep to a 12-hour night shift. I don't have time to get ready. I've got to stay ready.
Dawn Patrol starts with a Celsius. I got a whole day to see. First it's cardio, then it's a race against the clock, refuel. I've got 48 to do in 24.
It's 4:49 a.m. Grab a Celsius, lock in. I've got a golden
Buescher trying to look for that clean air on the bottom in turn 3, while Hamlin goes through the middle in turn 3.
NASCAR on Prime Video is brought to you by AMR.
And we are back from that commercial break.
10 laps in on a Sunday afternoon in the Poconos. And you're watching the NASCAR Cup Series presented by Dish.
Chris Buescher continuing to hound the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Denny's run some pretty nice corners, but Chris has found a way, really. I think turn 3 is the strength of the 17. He kind of gives a little up here in the tunnel, kind of one way through there, Dale, right? Can't get that fresh air. But down here in 3, he can run about a half a lane lower than the 11th and then get the run down the front stretch, Marty.
Even take it back a couple of weeks to Michigan, where Chris Buescher finished second and was very disappointed to finish second. I asked him, is the speed here at Pocono as good as it was at Michigan 2 weeks ago? He said it might even be a little bit better. But I find where they
A
are
little bit better speed, Buescher thinks, for Pocono.
when you look at where the 17 is. But when you talk to Chris Buescher, you talk to Scott Graves, they will tell you that doesn't matter. We're in must-win territory. So if you were Scott Graves, Steve, how would you play the game?
Oh, must-win territory, they're saying that Buescher's in right now. Or Buescher's crew is saying that he's in must-win territory. Because SVG just won last week in Mexico, and that sparked another debate about why the playoffs are broken. Another reason why the playoffs are broken. SVG, who was 33rd in points, literally leapfrogged his way up inside the top 16 to qualify for the playoffs, and took a playoff spot that's more from a driver that's more deserving. One of those drivers being Chris Buescher. Once again, I keep saying that we need to go back to the 2004 to 06 chase format, because that was somewhat tolerable, but it was 10 drivers in one reset, and if that doesn't work, then go back to the Winston format when it was full season points with no resets. Like, when is NASCAR going to wake up and realize that the playoffs are gimmicky and it doesn't reward the best drivers in the sport? Like, wake up already. And no hate against SVG. He did what he had to do. He knew the rules, and he did what he had to do. And he got the win last week at Mexico. I'm fine with that. But given the circumstances, like being 33rd in points and he's in the playoffs, like, does that really mean anything? It doesn't.
But it's a Toyota and a Ford at the front right now. Hamlin hanging on, and Buescher just will not go away.
But unfortunately, brainless Steve Phelps and brainless Steve O'Donnell have no intentions of overhauling this gimmicky playoff system. I mean, while they did mention possible changes coming in 2026 for the playoff format, but are we really going to see any changes to the playoff format? I highly doubt it. They're so incompetent. But what do I know? Yeah, what do I know? Anyways, aside from that little rant I had to go on to, Denny Hamlin's still holding off the challenges from Christopher Buescher, as he's trying to pull away from the 17, but Buescher's still hounding on him. He's still on him, not by much.
So you talk about the pass, and we kind of showed you the onboards. If we head into the prime garage, right, we're going to show you exactly, from an aero standpoint, what these drivers are trying to do. So this is the point of the straightaway, right? Second car wants to get in line, reduce that drag. It does reduce the drag because for your straight line speed is much better, so you pull up. Well, then, at the end of this super long straightaway, you get to a corner, so what do, Dale? Now you're searching for air. So that trailing car, that's what's happening in turn 3. He's got to move left, get out of the wake of that leading car. Downforce goes up, drag goes up. So offset at the corner, in line on the straightaways. That's the magic here at Pocono, but you got to get the timing right for it to work. That's what the 17's trying to do. And what Denny wants to do is watch.
Yeah, Buescher's trying to go in lower while Hamlin's going higher, so he can get that cleaner air to possibly close back in on him. But Buescher has the advantage on the straights where he's in the draft. And that advantage doesn't exist much when you're in the corners.
Denny's looking at this. I know it's 16 laps into a 160-lap race, but he's looking at this as the race for the win. You always have to have the clean air in the track position to be able to have the advantage on strategy and so forth throughout the day. So he doesn't want to give this lead up, even though he knows the 17's faster. He knows the 17's faster because he's hanging on right here in this dirty air, able to stay within a couple car lengths.
See if he can get this run. And turn 1, I think Denny's doing an amazing job of kind of taking that air away. That aero blocking you're talking about. So let's see if he can pull it off down here. It's pretty fascinating how good these drivers have become at defensive driving.
That time Hamlin was able to pull away from Buescher like a couple car lengths. Gap is now up to half a second.
Put the momentum together to be able to tie that corner exit into this front straightaway. And he's also moved up the racetrack down here, just trying to keep the momentum up in this.
Yeah, Busher can't keep up anymore. He's starting to fall back. He's starting to lose some gap. Busher's starting to lose some time to Hamlin.
It's time to do. Let's talk about the leading car, Dale. What's this air block? What is the leader trying to do in this situation right here to protect?
Well, in the corner, he's trying to make it as dirty as possible. So when the car behind offsets a little bit, you see the downforce drag go up. Well, the lead car can just drive right across that nose. We'll see that happen a lot down in 1 and 2 and in 3 and 4. If a car goes into the corner lower than you, you can drive your car across the racetrack right in front of that car, take all of that downforce drag away.
The advantage now for Hamlin, a half a second. Busher
Yep, half a second advantage as Hamlin's still leading the way here in Pocono.
I wish my TV provider let me choose what I pay for.
Sling lets you do that.
I wish my TV provider let me pause my subscription when I want. Sling lets you do that, thoughtfully. And I wish my TV provider gave me hundreds of free channels when I pause.
Sling lets you do that too.
There's a battle going on for whatever position against Suarez and I want to say,
Sling lets you do that.
I don't know who it is. It's the battle between Suarez and Christopher Bell. That's for the 8th spot. As Bell's trying to get underneath Suarez, trying to clear him going into turn 3, and he will do so. Huh? What is Carson Hocevar doing? Oh, did he catch the wall? Did Hocevar catch the wall, or did he just get really loose coming off turn 3? But he was way down low. Nearly almost got close with the inside wall in the front stretch. Don't know what that was about.
Practice is about consistency. Winning doesn't come easy. My turn, Bubba. Feel the rip. Logitech G wheels and pedals available now on Amazon.
Whoa, who are you guys?
I'm you from the past.
And I'm you from the future.
Look, I need a cool outfit for a party.
I'm looking for a suit for my daughter's wedding.
I might be able to help you fellas out. Life is a journey. Bandy is the wardrobe that grows with you. Tailored for every milestone. Look your best, dress the win. Tooth Bandy.
NASCAR Xfinity Series lights up Atlanta with a Friday night primetime showdown.
All right, here we go to Atlanta. I think we can win the trade.
Where Austin Hill looks to defend his home track from Sam Mayer, Jesse Love, Connor Zimmerch, and the rest of a hungry young field.
It's go time in the ATL.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series special primetime edition. This Friday from Atlanta at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on the CW.
Alright, and we are back once again.
It's the incredible story of NASCAR's Garage 56 journey to the
American
24
Thunder,
hours of Le Mans,
NASCAR
a
to
team
Le
fueled
Mans.
by innovation and driven to make history.
Watch now on Amazon Prime.
NASCAR to Le Mans, watch now only on Prime.
On Prime.
Hocevar was third. He's now fourth. Here's what happened.
Yeah, what happened to Hocevar?
Yeah, just a really, really huge.
Whoa! Wow, hang on to it. Oh my gosh.
The roof flap was up on this side.
The roof flap was up? My goodness. How did he hang on to that thing?
Straighten him out, but seriously, man, this car is wrecked.
He's so sideways.
Wow.
The
Wow.
air pressure has changed so much. It is trying to keep the car on the ground. That is adequate.
If it wasn't for that outside wall, Hocevar would have been gone. He got so lucky he slightly tapped the outside wall with the right rear, or else he would have been gone.
Said he's just really, really losing on edge. Obviously, his team's telling him, hey, hang on to it. We only need to go a few more laps to be able to pit here to work on that thing for you.
But because of that, Hocevar is now under attack from Chase Briscoe for the 4th position.
Riding on board with Briscoe with the Toyota Cam, and watching from this point of view through the last couple of laps, especially in turn 3, this 77 deep, he's barely hanging on. He's in dirty air right there.
Oh, big run through turn 2. as he gets up to Hocevar, but Hocevar blocks Briscoe as he's trying to get around. I guess Hocevar was trying to get around Brendan Poole, and that kind of cost Briscoe some time there to try to get around him. But he's still hanging tough on him.
Chase Briscoe knows it. Chase Briscoe is going to continue to pressure him, continue to force the 77 to give up the spot.
Yep. There's Briscoe looking underneath 77 again. Oh, come on. Stop it. Yep, side by side as they come off turn 1. Briscoe underneath the 77. 19's in the preferred line. Here they come into the tunnel turn. Nope. Can't clear him. Briscoe couldn't clear the 77 through the tunnel turn. But is he going to clear him going into turn 3? Yes, he will. Now, because of that, here comes Custer trying to follow through, going underneath the 77, going for the 5th position. Oh, side draft. Aggressive side draft from Hocevar, saying, "Nuh-uh, Custer, you're not going to have it so easily." Oh! Hang on to it. That was close. That got a little tight coming off turn 1. Down the long pond straight. Hocevar trying to side draft, but I think Custer has the preferred line going to the tunnel turn, and he does. Oh, but Hocevar with another big run through the tunnel turn. Gets him back. He's going to get him back going to turn 3. Now he's trying to go into the inside, but to no avail. To no avail. Oh, he's staying tough with the 41. Hocevar is still hanging tough with the 41. But while they're battling, that has allowed Brad Keselowski and Ty Grandpa Gibbs to close up on this battle. As Keselowski looks as though the 7th spot from Gibbs. Yes, he will. Nope. But while that's going on, Hocevar has finally cleared Cole Custer, and he maintains the 5th spot for now. And there goes Keselowski right by Ty Gibbs. Now he sets his sights on Cole Custer, who got really tight off turn 2. Grandpa, I see the leaders! Great tie. Now focus. And there goes Keselowski right by Cole Custer, going for the 6th spot. And here comes Suarez in for his service.
Inside the top 10, good qualifying effort, and now making a scheduled pre-flex stop, Marty. What Steve was talking about, Adam, was exactly the conversation between Matt Twitter, the crew chief, and Daniel Suarez. They were right on the edge of being able to beat the leader out of pit road by making a pit stop here. So probably a little bit earlier than they wanted to, but because
simple 4-tire stop for Suarez. He's down and he's away.
They were right on the number, and it is going to be close because here comes Denny Hamlin with a full head of speed down at turn 1. The 99, though, beats it on.
And it looks as though Suarez will stay on the lead lap.
He's going to stay a second in front of the 11, so great call by the 99
Yep, Daniel Suarez will stay on the lead lap because this track is big. It is a big joint at Pocono Raceway. So once you pit, you could be like the leaders can be coming off turn 1, and the pitting car can pit, and once the leader comes off turn 3 and the driver who pitted comes out of pit road, they could be still on the lead lap. They'll still be on the lead lap because this track is so big.
Challenges this weekend with pit road speed throughout the weekend. The NASCAR been working.
So that's Suarez pitting, and here comes some more. It's Carson Hocevar Brad Keselowski, Cole Custer, and I think Ty Gibbs is pitting as well. Yes, Gibbs is pitting. And also Christopher Bell's coming onto pit road now. Also, Nemechek is in. So 6 drivers making their pit stops. Keselowski's down and away, and Hocevar's down and away.
Now remember, you don't see a ton of cars, but that's because you can't. You'll lose a lap, like the 99 almost did to Denny Hamlin. I will say, as we see these cars leave pit road, the leaders are going to be on the front stretch, kind of at the top of your screen. The 99 did pull out in front of the 11. The problem he has right now is 11 on old tires is still just faster. He has closed it now. So now Suarez has to drive these last 2 laps.
And pit road has closed. So the drivers who just came off pit road, they just made it off pit road.
Seeing traffic for the first time all day, so you got to hope that you're telling your driver, you're telling Suarez, look, man, just hold him back there. He's going to struggle in this dirty air. Give him all the confidence you can, whether you believe it or not. You got to tell this driver, hey, man, a couple more corners, good exits. Don't give up anything. Don't make mistakes trying to overdrive the entries.
But yeah, but Hamlin pretty much led all the laps in stage 1. Wow. Meanwhile, back between Ross Chastain and Ryan Blaney. Blaney, who started deep in the field but had to go to the rear for something, he takes the 12th spot away from Chastain. Meanwhile, final lap for stage 1.
Busher came into the day at plus 19. Briscoe nearly 40 points above the cut line coming in. Take all they can get here. Jones, Zane Smith, Logano, Chase Elliott, Byron. Other drivers inside the top 10. How about William Byron? You start in the back after crashing yesterday in qualifying, but you drive through the field. Other drivers pit. You stay out. They'll get a couple of stage points here. On board with driver 24.
And William Byron not looking good already. Even though he's in the top 10, but he's going to get shuffled back once they pit. But coming off turn number 3, and it's been all about Denny Hamlin, who has led all the laps in stage 1, and he's going to win stage 1 at Pocono.
Here at Pocono. It's the 4th time he's won a stage in 2025. Busher second, Reddick, Briscoe, Jones complete the top 5.
Took us a little bit to get going with the weather. But those first 30 laps didn't take long at all. It went by in a blink.
Pit stops when we come back. And then the
All right. Yep, pit stops coming up. After a 2-hour delay, we're underway here at Pocono. We just finished stage 1, so pit stops are coming up next.
Racing isn't just a game. It's a way of life. Every lap, every moment. Practice is about consistency. Winning doesn't come easy. Yo! My truck, Bubba. Feel the road. Own the race. Logitech G wheels and pedals available now on Amazon.
Whoa, who are you guys? I'm you from the past.
And I'm you from the future.
Look, I need a cool outfit for a party.
I'm looking for a suit for my daughter's wedding.
I might be able to help you fellas out. Life is a journey. Dandy is the wardrobe that grows with you. Tailored for every milestone. Look your best, dress the win. Dandy.
Ever since we hired Dale Jr. and IHOP, breakfast has been moving fast.
It's pancakes!
Dine-in delivery catering.
It's gone from being an adventure to a checklist. But the world is still full of wonder. We just need a better way to find it. Introducing Airbnb Experiences. Master Ramen, an award-winning chef, dive into underground jazz
booming.
Sideways. It busted with Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi's booming.
The Wi-Fi's booming.
Oh my gosh.
NASCAR on Prime Video is brought to you by Dish. Catch the rest of the season with Dish. F1 the movie in theaters and IMAX June 27th, rated PG-13. And by Verizon Frontline. Stage 1.
All right, and we are back, and here they come. Pit stops underway.
3 corners here at Pocono. That's the case for Tyler Reddick. He said, I'm really loose in 3, but I'm worried if we make an adjustment, I'll get too tight in 1 and 2.
So Reddick's the first to dive into his stall, then Briscoe.
Yeah, Chase Briscoe was talking about how much the track is
And
about
Busher's
to
in
change
his
after
stall now, and now Hamlin.
James Wall told him to wait
Reddick's
on
down
that.
and away, same with Briscoe.
He says.
Martin told Scott Graves, Trevor, that fireout speed was so good it just got screwed on the wrong on turns 2 and turn 3. Didn't he?
Busher's down and away, same with Hamlin. And it looks as though Busher's going to get out pit road first.
But overall, 2-3.
Wow, plus 4 spots for Chase Elliott during that stop.
Very interested to see if it was just a fast stop or if they waited on fuel. You saw the 11 wait. Fuel games already being played on pit road.
We'll see how this plays out.
When you decide to step up to this kind of play, this kind of fun.
Goalie!
This kind of experience.
Hey guys, why are you dressed like you're in a boy band?
Let the games begin. Nintendo Switch 2 altogether. Anytime, anywhere. Rated E for everyone.
When my doctor gave me Breztri for my COPD, I noticed things changed. Breztri gave me better breathing starting within 5 minutes. It also reduced flare-ups.
Breztri won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breztri more than prescribed. Breztri may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsening breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Breztri.
From racetrack to road, Mobil 1 Motor Oils make whatever you drive. Drive more beautifully.
Hey, look at that. They got one of DirecTV's new genre packs. I think you mean genre packs. Yeah, that's what I said. Now they can pay less and pack just the TV they want. Pick the TV they want. Yeah, now you're getting the picture. I give up.
Jack Links presents the greatest duo.
This
What a great duo. 2 flavors, 1 bag. New Jack Links Duos. To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance, the attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado. Because all is for every Ford driver to feel this.
Green bait.
Sorry.
This relief lap is sponsored by National Debt Relief. When debt hits hard, National Debt Relief gets you back on track.
stage here at a lot to keep our eye on. Denny Hamlin winning stage 1, but it's the young gun, our last rookie of the year 2024 host of our You Have Your Eye On, Carl.
Yeah, when we heard the drivers talking about how their cars were balanced, Busher was running Denny down. He said it got too loose, right? It's really treacherous here. Denny said balance was great, but a little too loose. We saw Carson Hocevar, I think it's a save of the year. Came off at turn 3, obviously too loose. I'm worried that maybe he damaged that car a little bit, but this is a save.
Yeah, look at this. Hocevar. Hoo-wee! How he didn't wreck that car thanks to the outside wall, is beyond me.
Carl, you're trying to push the limit of that grip through 3 to get the long run down
Oh,
the
onboard
straight.
shot.
Right here, he's just on the verge and trying to squeeze the gas pedal, loses right retraction, but
Oh
somehow
my
straight through.
gosh.
Immaculate save out of the Carson Host
Oh
car.
my gosh.
Notice me, that big red dot popped out, and it has changed the dynamic of this race. A lot of wedge wrenches going to the back windows, tighten these cars up. I wonder what the direction's going to go.
I think this is going to fall in the hands of the experienced drivers. You see Denny Hamlin,
All
obviously
right, they
control
got
race,
the choose
William
rule.
Byron coming up through the field, Brad Keselowski running well. Lots of changes are going to happen, and we will not go caution-free this entire race.
All right, you heard it from Carl Edwards. Denny Hamlin won stage 1, will restart 8th in stage 2.
That's a bit of a hot take for
Sounds like
Carl
Double A.
Edwards,
Brad
but
Keselowski's gonna
it could
endure
happen.
here.
But we'll
Another
see.
pilot that's experienced success here at Pocono. Brad, a winner, 4-time runner-up. Also, one thing to pay off, speeding for Kyle Busch, and that cycle of stops he'll come back.
The 45 of Reddick also lost a couple spots on pit road. He's going to restart just outside the top 15. So
Oh, we're having a
tire
Reddick.
changer is going to wait on fuel. Priority fuel. See, wait.
Waits on
Gets a little
fuel.
tripped up, actually steps on the gas man's
Oh.
foot. Gun changes. Then he goes to
Yikes.
tight, goes to loosen, comes back. Car's full.
Ooh.
But it was just really interesting to me how you talk about like kind of choreography. Normally, it's all about speed for the tire changer.
Yeah, you got to be careful on pit road there. That cost Reddick a few seconds there.
All those cars flipping stage, the cars
Hmm.
that come to pit road will be in 8th and 9th position. Chris Buescher, Denny Hamlin.
So,
And now on these restarts, Carl talked about how they'll get more intense.
so
as
up
this
front,
race
it's
goes.
Ty Gibbs, Brad Keselowski, Cole Custer, Carson Hocevar, Christopher Bell, the top 5. Those are the drivers that pitted before the stage ended. So we'll see how this turns out.
If he chooses to do so. So what does Cole Custer do in row 2? What do the cars behind him do? Do they jump out of line or do they?
All right, here we go.
This is when you make it happen on restarts. Some of the best.
Start zone, green flag, stage 2 underway.
Keselowski is
Dead even on the jump.
underway, and they scream down into turn 1.
Already, Briscoe not wasting any time trying to go 3 wide.
The inside line does
Oh, bit of a check up there.
track position.
A little bit of a stack up on the outside lane. Don't know what was going on with
Hamlin
going
getting
around
the
there.
rest. Buescher side by side exiting the corner. Keselowski is away.
Stacking up that middle line, that white car right in the middle. Oh boy, 4 wide.
4 wide in the tunnel turn. How is this going to work?
Into the tunnel turn.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Into that mix.
this is tight. Hang on to Zane Smith.
Left rear of the 17.
Somehow they made it through.
That's when that dirty air. You're in the pack.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Slides across the racetrack. There's nothing Zane can do to keep that car down the racetrack. Joey Logano
Still 3 wide, deep in the field. Holy cow.
On entry and said, this
How?
doesn't work if I push my way in there. And I think that's the only reason I did wreck. And he comes out, I think, the winner with a little forward momentum.
While the top two have broken away from this field, Brad Keselowski and Carson Hocevar, they've broken away from the field. As Denny Hamlin has gotten by Daniel Suarez, and Chase Elliott's going to follow through, trying to clear Suarez, can't do it.
Danielle told us he was going to restart back because of that strategy, and now he's trying to get that track position back.
And while that's going on, here goes Christopher Bell now to the inside of Chase Elliott, trying to go for the 8th spot, and he will do so, just barely clearing Elliott through the tunnel turn. Nope, not so fast. And here goes Christopher Buescher to the inside, as Elliott clears Bell, hangs on to that 8th spot.
I feel like that's a perfect example of 2025 NASCAR. 5 years ago, I don't think
Hey, Alessandro.
Busch is one of them. He's not sure which. But in today's world, you've got to take, and take some more. He was thinking only about himself, which he needs to do. And now it unfortunately doesn't work out. He doesn't get either spot.
Eric Jones now looking at the inside of the 77 down here in turn 1. Car 43 bobbling just a little bit. And here, Byron.
There's Eric Jones now to the inside of Christopher Buescher, trying to go for the top 10 position, going for 10, trying to get away from the 17. That's allowing Byron to close in on this battle. Not so much.
You're trusting that car on the inside. Not to get loose, not to jump up the
Oh, watch out.
Buescher almost into the
That was
outside
tight
wall.
off the tunnel turn, as Eric Jones still hangs tough with him.
You're trusting this guy on the inside, not to
But
get
it looks
loose,
as though
not to
Buescher will
jump
hold
into
off that
the
challenge coming off turn 3.
Byron is thinking, you two keep side drafting each other.
That's what I was waiting for. Front straightaway, they're side by side. And the 24 is going to pounce. Instead, Eric Jones
But
slides
not
on
so
line,
much there,
5
Byron.
back
Sorry,
start
bud.
into back.
Look at this top speed, 196 miles an hour. You're
3
almost
wide
getting
is
the
Bubba
limitations
Wallace
this
underneath
year.
Ryan Blaney and
It's
Austin
not meant to go
Cindric
200 miles an hour.
as
It's
Bubba
not
Wallace
a
takes
gear
over.
ratio. You're going to hit the rev limiter when you get up around 196, 197 miles an hour. You just kind of get the terminal velocity.
Now Blaney trying to go for the crossover underneath Wallace. That's for 19th. Jeez. Oh my gosh. Now here comes Dylan underneath the 23 through the tunnel turn.
Bubba Wallace was passing Blaney, goes by Blaney, gets up into turn 1, misses the corner a little bit, lost a little speed, and now he's lost a couple spots and battling side by side here to maintain. Bubba did make a qualifying run yesterday. They had an issue with the starter, so he comes from the back after being fast in practice. Hit a track where he's really performed in recent years. 57 above the cut line coming in, and some work to do. This is the Toyota onboard camera as you ride with the 23. The 3 of Austin Dillon.
Looking back at Austin
I'm
Dillon.
going to make this pass, and I don't want to stay on the inside and lose more positions as the draft will train by you on the outside, and he ducks into that spot to be able to maintain his track position. Busher to the inside now. It looks like Suarez.
There's Busher going past Daniel Suarez. That's for the 8th spot.
Christopher Bell shading a little high, trying to keep that grip.
And we're up ahead of them. Cole Custer's being hounded down by Chase Elliott. It looks as though Elliott goes to the inside of Cole Custer, going for 6th. But it looks as though Custer holds out that challenge for now.
Yep, you were right. I was anticipating. I was trying not to lose the 17, but the 17 did not wait on fuel. We were really close. We may just barely not got it fully full, but it was close.
So see that time difference we were talking about on pit road was less.
And Elliott clears Custer for the 6th spot. Up to 6th now.
So basically, Denny Hamlin's in pit stall 1. So what they can do is get into their pit stall, change the tires, and literally just look up pit road and try to time it, is what the crew chief said. The 17 didn't wait on fuel, so there's no chance to beat him out. But basically, you just wait, get as much fuel as you can in, and even if it's not full, you just tell your driver to go to maintain your track position. That's the advantage of sitting on the pole, is that number 1 pit stall.
Brad Keselowski's got the fastest lap of the race.
But up front, after all that, after what happened on the restart, Brad Keselowski is now leading the way here at Pocono. Oh, and in the wall, it's Riley Herbst. Riley Herbst is in the wall. Caution is out. The first caution for cause on the track. Oh, that right front tire does not look good.
Meet the IHOP House Faves Value Menu. Everything's just $6. Like the Breakfast Faves combo. $6. French toast breakfast, $6. $6 for all this, all that. That's a lot of breakfast for $6. Weekdays.
Oh, what happened to Herbst? On board. Oh, tire down. Yep. Oh. And he's just along for the ride at that point. Nothing Herbst could do. There's nothing Riley Herbst could do at that point once the tire went flat.
Racetrack to road. Mobil 1 Motor Oil's Michael Tevin drive. Drive more beautifully.
Yep. Monster Energy cars with problems for the 2nd year in a row. Ty Gibbs blew an engine last year, I think. Yeah, you're right, Alessandro. That infamous moment where Ty Gibbs blew up and there was oil spitting out of his exhaust pipes, and everyone thought that was chocolate milk because the oil spitting out of the exhaust looked like chocolate milk.
WEC champion Mario Barrios. Plus Fundora versus Sim 2 in an epic rematch.
What a gutsy battle!
And Pitbull runs it back against Angel Fiera.
Did you say fight of the year?
It's a stacked night of hard-hitting title fights. Pacquiao versus Barrios, Saturday, July 19th, live on PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video.
And we're back.
Caution out for the second time today. First time for an incident problem for Riley Herbst. We got the monster on board here. You see him pulling his car away. 26th when he had the problem. And AMR safety team made their way to the scene, assisting Riley.
Take a look here, right on board with Riley off of the turn.
Yep, here it is again.
Loaded the right front tire.
Right front tire blew into the wall.
You have to wonder, we don't see many right front tire
Yeah,
failures.
I like chocolate milk, but I personally do not want what come out of the exhaust pipes from Gibbs' car. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Yeah, just a couple laps before this, he was top 3.
Like I said in my community post when I posted the last time at Pocono, when I did my weekly last time at specific track, when I did last time at Pocono from last year, when Ty Gibbs blew up, I made that joke where it said, "Grandpa, this chocolate milk tastes terrible," when the oil was coming out of the exhaust.
Yeah, that's probably the scariest entry to any corner in NASCAR because you're carrying so much speed. And we've seen some bad accidents, brake failures. Think about Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, several in recent memory. And it's been happening with Pocono since this place has been around. So just a really tough corner. You see that happen, you have to block it out. All the other drivers, they have to, hey man, that's not going to be me today. Pit road's going to stay close, so we'll get a break in on Prime.
All right.
You love our legendary subs, so you'll love our legendary new Doritos footlong nachos. Doritos and Subway, two legends come together to
Legends eating legends. Am I right?
Yes, thank you, Marshall. Doritos footlong nachos, just $5 only at Subway. Safe like prepared.
Perfecting your swing is hard.
Nice shot, Dad. Safe like prepared.
But replacing your windshield doesn't have to be. Go to safelight.com and we can come to you.
Sick.
Our highly trained techs can replace your windshield where you are, even if that's right in your driveway.
Have a good day. I love you.
With flexible payment options, get it fixed now and pay later only at safelight.com.
Safe like repair, safe like replace. Woo!
3 wishes go.
TV Genie, I want to save $30 a month on TV like Dish customers.
You only get 3 wishes, not 30.
Get Dish. Save up to $30 a month and get 3 months free.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. The heartbeat's strong, steady, unwavering. This country moves, doing what they do best. Helping neighbors, pitching in, getting it done. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. And every Chevy truck, every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Hitting the open road is not just about the miles you travel. It's about the freedom you find along the way, where relaxation embraces the spirit of discovery, where technology seamlessly blends into the background, where innovation meets dependable design. Efforts are always within reach. Because life's best stories aren't written inside 4 walls. They're lived out here.
That's my team out there. Tough to work.
Well, the mission won't.
That's why we partner with Horizon Frontline, a network that truly prioritizes first responders.
So we don't worry about getting through. They're the most reliable 5G network in America. Out here, reliability is everything.
Extreme or routine, Horizon Frontline delivers.
The #1 network choice in public safety. Learn more. Your mission is our purpose.
Put your Prime membership into overdrive with movies that are right in your lane. Stream hits like Air, Moneyball, and Ford vs. Ferrari. Hard driving drama hits on Prime. Celsius onboard camera.
Right with AJ Allmendinger. We got some takers.
And here's some takers coming onto pit road. Got some takers coming onto pit road. There's Bowman coming in. Gets to top off. Right side tires only for Bowman, and he's down and away. What about for Buescher?
Could not make it to the end of the stage. However, get a couple cautions. You never know. They might be
full 4-tire stop for Buescher. Down and away.
They did not wait on fuel last time. They get it full and maybe can make it to the end with a little help from some caution.
This is like stopping for a snack in a traffic jam. Didn't really cost you anything, so why don't you
Okay.
get a little gas?
So, you like NASCAR but don't know who.
So, few drivers, like several different drivers, coming down pit road to top off with fuel to make it to the end of the stage. So let's see what was going on there.
New kid on the block, all gas, no brakes. Oh, and Denny Hamlin. Ever heard of Daytona? He's won it 3 times. No big deal. We have a lot of drivers, all legends. You pick. 8.
You can run the perfect race.
Denny Hamlin leading the pack on the final lap.
And then, boom.
Oh, Hamlin's hit. Hamlin is out of it.
That's true in racing and life. When debt hits hard, National Debt Relief helps you take control so you can pay less than you owe in less time than you think. When life hurts your finances,
Hold on a second. Hold on a minute. Be right back.
National Debt Relief.
Top water slide. The smell of wet dog.
Still under yellow, I see.
Beating in your chest when that bug steps out. Feel it straight. Greatest stories happen out of the
Throughout NASCAR on Prime, you are
Alright,
hearing
and
an
we're
anthem.
back.
It's our anthem, Up Around the Bend, an Amazon Music
Yeah,
original
that
by
song,
Joe
Up Around the
Boone,
Bend.
Church, scan the QR code.
What is it about photography that motivated you to pursue a college degree and a career path? Well, it's a long story, Alessandro, but it basically began when I got my first phone when I was a young kid. When I got my first phone at the young age of 12, and I just took different pictures of different random stuff, but mostly about basically taking pictures of my travels. I've traveled to a lot of places, different places, different states in the country, and sometimes out of the country as well. So that kind of basically motivated me to pursue a photography career, and that started 3 years ago. And now to get to where I am now with my associate's degree in photography, I'm very interested to see what the future holds for me. So that's why I'm motivated to pursue photography, and why I pursued it to finish up my education, learning about new ways of how to take pictures more advanced.
But pit road speed is 55. You can run 60. I
don't know about you, Adam, but I don't really want to go stand on the side of the interstate 60 miles an hour. That's really what these guys are doing. And these drivers are looking at their dash. They're looking up, and they're trying to get in their stall. And just there's a lot of commotion. Thankfully, it happens right a lot of the time.
Hope that I get a cameraman job for NASCAR. It could be. Well, right now I'm trying to focus on finding jobs that have to do with photo shoots. I'm just gonna start off there. But if I wanted to go big, after I do my photo shoot job, then maybe I can get a job that has to do with taking pictures, like like you said, a cameraman job for NASCAR. We'll see.
The official wheel and pedal of NASCAR. Right here with Denny Hamlin. On the opening stage, has led 32 laps today. Let's get a report on Chris Buescher, Marty.
He was the furthest car forward to come to pit road under that last caution. Adams, here's what Scott Graves told his driver.
All right, I know that was a hit there, but it's going to help us later in the stage. It's going to help us do some things here later. We're just a couple laps short from making the stage.
So, Steve, if you're sitting in Scott Graves' seat, what is the nerves like right now? Knowing you have one of the best cars, but you're going to restart 22nd.
Well, this is the concern, right? This is you can call all the strategies you want. You need your driver to do the best he can in the restarts, but this is where the wheels can come off. No wrongdoing of your own. Like, Buescher has no choice. He's stuck at the top. He's going to fire off down into turn one and just hope all of these cars in front of him play nice.
All right, here we go.
Get the restart with 47 laps to go, stage 2. Keselowski, Hocevar out front.
All right, restart zone, green flag. Dead even on the jump, but Keselowski had the edge over Hocevar. And now Hamlin's to the back bumper of Carson Hocevar, trying to push him to the first turn. Hocevar dives it into the first turn, trying to stay with Keselowski. Can't do it. Yep, nope, he can't do it. Well, meanwhile, Hamlin's side by side with his teammate Ty Gibbs as Chase Elliott tries to make a dive underneath Cole Custer going into the tunnel turn. The Turnal! Turnal, Adam Alexander, 2025. Oh, hang on with Hamlin. Watch out. Contact, and there goes Byron right by both those guys. Jeez. Because of that, Hamlin just lost fourth after forcing his teammate wide, but that allowed Byron to get right by both those guys for third. Ty Gibbs is probably going like, Grandpa, tell Denny Hamlin he's fired from that. Jeez, Zane Smith. Huge dive underneath Chase Briscoe or Ty Dillon. Well, no, that is Chase Briscoe. Never mind. And now Chase Elliott up to fourth, taking it away from Ty Gibbs and John Hunter Nemechek. And he clears the 54 off turn 3.
You know, this reminds me a little bit of Chase Elliott of how good he is here. He's won at this racetrack. When I go back to last year in this race, gets a speeding penalty late and drives back through the field to finish inside the top 10. Maybe today is going to be it for number 9 as they're racing for position.
Meanwhile, Chase Elliott's teammates, Kyle Larson and Alex Bowman, still marred back in traffic as they're up to Tyler Reddick. This is battle for the 16th spot as Ty Gibbs tried to block John Hunter Nemechek, but to no avail as Nemechek goes to his inside through the tunnel turn. But to no avail for Nemechek now as Custer helps out Ty Gibbs right past him again.
They qualified great yesterday. They're paying it off in the race today. And both of them coming off top 10 finishes in Mexico City.
Still side by side between Custer and Nemechek as Custer tries to go down to side draft to get back alongside, but Nemechek goes right by Custer for the 7th spot. And now here comes Logano to the inside of Custer, going for the 8th spot. Here comes Logano. Right along that left rear corner panel. And it works for Logano through the tunnel turn. And here goes Eric Jones now to the inside of Custer. Custer's just getting freight trained at this point.
On board with Bell.
Oh, but Custer got a big run off the top there as Custer hangs on to that 9th spot. Either that or Eric Jones just got really tight through the bottom in turn 3.
At the racetrack, 20 for the clean air on the bottom here, trying to make that work. Back here.
But meanwhile, deep in the field, they're still jostling for position. As Bubba Wallace is mired back in this mess back here. And Chris Buescher, who just pitted to top off with fuel, he has really gone nowhere. He has gone nowhere.
The steering wheel in frustration. He wasn't mad at his team. He was frustrated because he's done this enough to know this is what it was going to look like. Right? You have a good quality. Now, if you're Willie Byron, probably top 3 car in the field, he's driven up the 4th. But if you're just an okay, or even a good car, just not a great car, good car, I'm sure Bubba Wallace is, it's so hard to put your way out. I call it the black hole back here. You just can't get any traction.
Now we get another Dish Pit Road report. It's got a Kim Kuhn.
Yeah, Alex Bowman running in the 19th position after Blake Harris brought him down during that lap 45 caution. They took right sides and fuel to get them in a better fuel window. But how about this luck? They took the tires
Alex Bowman
off
back in
after they
19.
changed
He barely has made any progress trying to get through the field.
Going down before that caution. They had no idea.
Oh, and Bubba Wallace with a flat tire. Right front tire is flat on the 23. Yep, he caught the wall. Yikes. Oof. That is not a good... Yep, caution is out. Caution is out.
But we do get our 3rd caution of the day. Immediately you look at the points. It's plus 57 coming in, plus 20 now, 15.
That's the second 2311 driver with tire issues. Riley Herbst earlier in this race. Now Bubba Wallace. Yikes. All right, what happened here? Oh, right at the entrance to the tunnel turn. Oof. Decent contact with the outside wall. Yep, right at the entrance to turn 2. Nothing Bubba Wallace could do there.
There's no control. The car is going to go straight. Whichever is in front of you is what you're going to hit. You can hear the emotion in his voice. He knows this is going to be painful. That's what you face when you come to Pocono.
That is such a harder hit than it looks. I mean, that is a hard hit right there. You see Bubba out of the car, walking by his teammate, 35, also a right front. We didn't know if he had run over something, but you know, it could be two cut tires.
Bubba Wallace has had bad moments over the years at Pocono. Had that big crash back in 2018 when he had no brakes. Yeah, that's right. And that was with a different team. What was then named Richard Petty Motorsports.
That doesn't make the scariness of Pocono get any better.
Let's go to the highs and lows of racing at this level. Bubba Wallace had 3 straight finishes outside the top 30. You get concerned. Last 3 weeks, inside the top dozen. Felt like they had regained the momentum. Today, and like Steve said, it kind of all began yesterday when they couldn't make a qualifying run. And now he's out of the race. Just about the midway point of our second stage at Pocono. Brad Keselowski is
Yeah, midway through the second stage, and we're under the second caution for cause on the track. This time, Bubba Wallace just like his teammate Riley Herbst, blows a right front tire and into the wall, and his day is done. That's gotta sting.
People always said I could light up a room, but psoriasis stole my spark. Until I got clearer skin. With Bimzelx, I can't wait to say I'm back.
Only Bimzelx targets and blocks IL-17A plus F to calm inflammation. Bimzelx can deliver transformative relief.
Most people got 100% clear skin. Some after the first dose. I'm back to shining again.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections, and low inability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease occur. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Give yourself a chance to say I'm back.
Ask your dermatologist about Bimzelx.
From racetrack to road, Mobile One Motor Oil's eco-technic drive. Drive more beautifully.
Hey, look at that. They got one of DirecTV's new genre packs.
I think you mean genre packs.
Yeah, that's what I said. Now they can pay less and pick just the TV they want.
Pick the TV they want.
Yeah, now you're getting the picture.
I give up.
Why GM Genuine Parts and AC Delco? From the basics like maintenance and repair parts to powertrain components, GM Genuine Parts and AC Delco are the true original equipment for all General Motors vehicles. Plus, AC Delco gold and silver parts are the only aftermarket parts.
Next yell of Tyler Reddick hitting the wall. Is that some theme for 2311 today? I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but if that ends up happening for Tyler Reddick doing the same thing that Bubba Wallace and Riley Herbst did, then that's team killer. That's team killer right there.
Anything else, Professor?
Drive fast. F1 the movie. Rated PG-13. Appears on IMAX by day.
39 laps to go, stage 2 in Pocono for NASCAR.
Yep, Herbst and Wallace out already.
Today, a problem for Bubba Wallace in the 23.
Oh, Keselowski's pitting.
We just got a report. Pit road closed.
What?
Here's Brad Keselowski.
All right, so
Wait a minute. Huh?
we're going to go to a replay of the 23 'cause
Pit road's closed, but Keselowski's on pit road. What?
6 of Brad Keselowski pitting, pit road closed. Trevor, mistakes you just cannot make with track position. That's exactly right, Steve. And they called it open to Brad, and he came down pit road. Right when he got on pit road, they called him trick play, hoist, whatever that is. And then as soon as he hit pit road, they realized it. They said 4 tires.
Oh.
I mean, you're going to see some frustration. Look, confusion,
Ew.
frustration,
Wow.
head shaking, disappointment. And Jeremy Bullets is beyond upset right here.
Yikes.
All we talked about all day was strategy.
Wrong time to pit, Kez.
Pit win, it is
Wrong
close.
time to
It's
pit, Brad.
middle of the field penalty for the 6th car. So he'll be the last car on the racetrack. It
Yikes.
is going to be a long grind with 103 laps for the 6. We got some more looks at the replay from the 45 car. Bubba Wallace off the tunnel. I think we know exactly why this failure happened. Yeah, so we take a little look here. All right here. There you go. Look at that right there.
Whoa.
That shiny piece. This piece right here is what I'm looking at.
Wow.
I believe that's a part of a brake rotor. So Dale, you and I.
So it was a brake rotor that exploded on Wallace's car?
When he stepped on the brakes, but it looks to me that the brake rotor has come apart. A flat tire is not going to explode the rotor. Now, if this would have been after he hit the
Oh,
wall,
wow.
you could be on the brakes when you hit the wall. That would break
Yeah,
the rotor, but
that must have been a brake rotor failure on Bubba Wallace's car.
the third 2311 car had this conversation about brakes.
Yeah, the only good news is our brake temps were a lot lower than theirs. In fact, so we're just going to have to go to as much rear brake as you can stand. I'll be honest, that's not going to keep it from happening. I don't know that. Their rotor temps were a lot higher. I'm telling you, almost 400.
Yeah, we got to keep an eye on Tyler Reddick's car now because he's the lone 2311 car that's standing out on the track now. Oh, and here comes the rest of the field on pit road now. Oh, Logano switches out. He stays out.
From the lead now, after Brad Keselowski pitted earlier, they're debating
on the radio whether or not to fix that roof flat material we saw come up when he got loose earlier in the race. 24 cars right behind him.
And Hocevar first to dive onto his stall, then Byron, then Elliott, then Hamlin. And Hocevar is down and away. Byron's down and away. Elliott's down and away. And Hamlin. Did Hamlin take 2 tires? Yep, I thought so. Hamlin 2 tires. Blaney. I'm guessing Blaney took fuel only. I'm guessing Blaney took fuel only. Yeah, not surprising. Oh, it's Cody Ware out of the in-season tournament.
But that's not all. A leading power bank. Powerful light beyond your imagination. Denbix Motor X redefines your journey.
Subway's footlongs are packed with protein, like the Ultimate BNT or the All-Pro Sweet Onion Chicken Teriyaki with 58 grams of protein. And now, Subway MVP Rewards members can buy any footlong in the app and get another for just $1. Fuel up now in the Subway app. My doctor gave me Breasttreat for my COPD. Things changed for me. Breasttreat gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flare-ups.
Breasttreat won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking.
Yeah, I did see that. The Brennan Poole returned to the Cup Series early on.
Call your doctor if worsening breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Breasttreat. Hi, TV Genie.
What do you want? I wish I could find my shows easier.
I wish my primetime TV was automatically recorded.
I wish I could record more.
Well, I can't do any of those things. So here, I swapped your outfits.
Upgrade to Dish. Get voice control, automatic primetime recording, and more recording power.
You're welcome.
Call now and save up to $30 a month and get 3 months free. We should get Dish.
At the Glen, the thrill isn't just on the track. It's in the campground.
Yep, StreamYard. That's what I'm using for today.
This August, a full throttle festival comes to upstate New York. Camp under the stars, then witness the brightest stars of NASCAR battle for a crucial playoff spot. This is racing. This is the best weekend of your summer. This is the Glen. NASCAR weekend at Watkins Glen. Get your tickets now at theglen.com.
Big news here at Pocono Raceway. Race leader Brad Keselowski came to pit road while it was closed. Jeremy Bullets did not hear the pits were still closed. After they pitted, they thought they were just the only ones to take it to pit road. Then they realized they had a penalty. Listen into the conversation.
Not sure what happened there. There was a lot of people talking about coming. Head down, run our race here. A good chance this comes right back to us.
Your reaction, Steve?
I mean, it's shocking. I mean, look, it's easy to do, right? These radios are signal communication. If 2 guys are on the radio at the same time, you can't really hear either at times. So, you know.
All right, we'll see how this restart goes. Got a lot of mixed plans here. Got Penske teammates Logano and Cindric out there. They stayed out. A lot of drivers stayed out. All right, we'll see how this plays out. Denny Hamlin's the first driver out there who took tires, but only 2. All right, we'll see. Green flag. Logano on the jump, and he gets a push from Josh Berry as they're already fanning out 3 and 4 wide. Look at Alex Bowman going on the inside of Cindric. 4 wide. Kyle Larson's in the middle of that mix. Jeez. Bowman's up to second. Huh? Oh, Ty Dillon, 3 wide, going underneath Cindric and Berry. Briscoe thinks better of it, not trying to make it 4 wide. We all know that's not going to work.
Every restart they make it to turn 1. I'm shocked. I'm surprised.
Oh my gosh.
And I hold my breath for Denny.
Oh my gosh.
He's had such a good race
Oh
car.
my goodness.
When you make those pit stops and you put yourself in the middle of the mess, it's always so dangerous. You can get damaged or get collected.
Yeah, you want to be very careful in the middle of this field right now. My goodness. John Hunter Nemechek now going underneath Justin Haley. 3 wide.
Trying to get back in the top 10.
There's a bunch of different groups on fuel loads. It's a little complicated. It's all going to figure itself out as the race goes on. But you want to be in the front of your group, right? So when you look at guys who did it, Kosovar is the first.
Wait a minute, that was Stenhouse, not Ty Dillon. Oops. That was Stenhouse who was going 3 wide underneath Cindric and Berry, not Ty Dillon. Oops.
Down into turn 3. Hear the hesitation on the throttle. Be able to get off this corner and make a good run down the straightaway. Hamlin with a move.
3 wide. Hamlin going underneath his teammate Chase Briscoe.
Going around Briscoe in the 19.
And getting around Justin Haley in the 7. Oh, that was McDowell in the 71 in the Gamebridge colors. And battle for the lead. There goes Alex Bowman underneath Joey Logano. And he clears him entering the tunnel turn.
And he will take over the top spot, driving by Joey Logano.
And Bowman's out of there. Bowman just checked out through that tunnel turn.
That gutty performance he had with an outstanding run in Mexico City. Looking good again today. Let's get an update from Marty.
Adam Joey Logano sitting in second. So Steve counted 2 strategies. Let's add a third. These guys last pitched on lap 32. Checked in with Paul Wolf. He said cannot even come close to making it to the end of the stage. They'll pit with about 8 or 10 laps to go. But Steve, Paul told me, he said, I was shocked. More teams did not stay on the racetrack. Just a handful did.
I think a lot of teams on pit road are committed to 4 stops. They have to be in certain windows of the race, and that lap 55 yellow was one of those windows. And I think these teams have just decided, when you look at history, 4 stops runs inside the top 5 very, very consistently. So until somebody proves it wrong, I'm just going to do what they did last time.
You get in the rhythm in this race, and you think you kind of figured it out, and you can see the future. And then boom, a caution here, a caution there. Some drivers come, some stay out, and all of a sudden, it's a big mess that just grows and grows from there because everyone's playing off of their last move.
You just described my 300 starts to Creechy. We all thought it was going to make sense, and it turned into a big mess because you really don't know. It is so complicated. And what these drivers are asked to do is more than just race. They're doing all these other things about managing brakes, like Reddick or fuel.
Battle for third. Hocevar 77 behind.
Meanwhile, oh boy, it's these two once again, Stenhouse and Hocevar. What's going to happen now? What's going to happen now between these two? Stenhouse in front of Hocevar, 3rd and 4th. What's going to happen now? What's going to happen this time between these two?
I think this is Hocevar. I want to believe this is Hocevar being patient, saying, you know what? I used up any goodwill last week.
Yep, that's what I said. Oh no, here we go.
77's been great today on speed, good on tires when you compare him to the guy in front of him. But as we've talked about, recent history would suggest patience is the way to play here.
So far, you don't want to make too much contact with the 47, dude. You might want to back off just a little bit.
He was 19th taking the green, was able to get the 5th by the exit of turn 1. Guys, that seems a little risky to me. Well, I agree. That is risky, and I think there's 2 levels of risks for the 77. There's 77 versus most of the field, and then 77 around the 47. And I think he can take a little bit more risk around others, but around that 47, I think he's used 2 mulligans. I just don't think he can afford a 3rd.
Look at the speed that 77 has through the middle of the
Oh,
corner.
great run through turn 3 for Hocevar.
But on the straightaway, you're just going to push that lead car away. The draft has such a unique effect. So, looking at the history between Carson Hocevar and Stenhouse, this is Nashville, where
Carson gets in the back of the 47. At that point in the season, the 47 was in the playoffs. Then we go to Mexico. Carson misses the corner, runs over to 47, and House has had enough.
I think, to be honest, with every right to have those conversations with Carson. It's just that, pick on Carson, like young drivers. This is not a new story. We've seen it for decades in the sport, and now Carson's kind of, I think.
Yeah, I think this time his host of ours staying patient with the 47 because he doesn't want to make any more contact with Stenhouse, or else Stenhouse will beat his ass, as he said. And Stenhouse said he was going to beat his ass once he gets back to the States. Well, we're back in the States, but nothing has happened yet between these two. Oh, Logano took Stenhouse's line away just a little bit through turn 1. That allowed Stenhouse to get a little tight. Now he's back into the clutches of the 77 once again.
Logano, the runner-up. Stenhouse third, then it's Hocevar. Steve said the best of those that came down pit road at lap 58.
Briscoe has moved around Josh Berry for 6th.
Berry's been good today. I mean, you've seen him a lot up there. I mean,
gained a little track position, staying on the racetrack while a lot of cars are pitted. It's allowed him to get in the top 10. Then behind him, Denny Hamlin slowly getting his way back through the field. Riding on board with Greg Keselowski
Up to 20th from that penalty. See that? Biggest mover since restart. Trevor just gave us a great update about Hocevar's magical turn 1. But Keselowski and Blaney both had issues, had to start near the back for different reasons. One speeding, one pit road closed. And here's Kes up 13 positions. Blaney up 12. They're running 20th and 21st on the racetrack.
I just go back to what Brad said on the radio. It's early. Let the race come to us. That's exactly what everyone needs to hear. He's not just a driver. He's an owner. He's the boss man. They respect his approach.
Oh, look at this mess. 3 wide between Kyle Larson, Todd Gillen, and Ross Chastain as Byron tries to follow through his teammate. Trying to follow his teammate through. As he just squeezes underneath Ross Chastain. But can't complete the pass off turn 3. This is for the 13th spot as Larson followed through to 12th. Now Byron trying to clear Chastain through turn 1. Is he going to clear him this time? It looks as though he will.
Gets a little bit of a shove off the nose of that one car. Carries that momentum down the straightaway.
Here's Brad Keselowski, who pitted while the pits was closed, trying to make up all the ground that he's lost.
Jumped around his teammate, Ryan Preece. Right up to 19th, on board Blaney into the corner.
Took advantage of Preece a little on exit, too. He just gassed it up, kind of took the spot.
Blaney buries it down to the 3. He's going to clear Preece off the corner. Good turn in race car where you drive the corner that you can still carry the bottom or wrap the
So we're now riding on board with Ryan Blaney, who's now in the 20th spot. He's barely made any progress after starting in the rear.
Changed his starter before the race, raced his way all the way up to the top 10, and then after that speeding penalty, he had to restart all the way back to the 35th position, now up to 20th. So, Junior, I'm curious, because Blaney has already done it today in these conditions, in this car, does that maybe help him a little bit on this run to have a little more knowledge of how to get through the field and make passes?
Yeah, absolutely. If you find yourself in traffic and you find what makes your car work, where your car works really good, how to put runs together, what's the best place. Every car drives different handles, different on each end of the racetrack.
Oh my! Keselowski pulling a slider on Zane Smith, and Blaney just falls through, just clears Smith in 38 to get that position. But up front, it's Alex Bowman in that beautiful Best Friends paint scheme, Allied Best Friends paint scheme, leading the way here at Pocono.
Lisa, how are you going that fast? You don't even have an actual driver's license. Let me show you a little something I learned in the 1900s. Just on a wall. Just on a wall. Lisa, get down. You're not allowed to be up there. No. Yes. Lisa! I'm going to feel that tomorrow. You know, guys, it's nice playing with power. This is better because now we're playing together.
Super together. Nintendo Switch 2. All together, anytime, anywhere.
Trackhouse presents the greatest duo. There's nothing like a great duo.
Oh, and another car in the wall. Another car with a problem on the front stretch. Looks as though looks like it's Michael McDowell. Yeah, Michael McDowell, right front flat on the 71. Makes his way down to the apron. So far, we stay green. No caution yet. We gotta watch out for any debris possibly falling out of that 71 car. But he's staying out of the racing line so far. But is there any debris on the front stretch that he might have left?
There's hope. They estimated 1 in 10 men who may have Peyronie's disease, or PDE, a urology specialist who treats PDE.
Josh Berry's now on pit road, taking advantage just in case a caution does come out. There goes the leaders right by McDowell. He's made it to the access road, so if any debris falls out, it may not be a factor. But so far, no caution yet. No caution yet at Pocono.
Back in Pocono, let's do our FanDuel race update. Here are the numbers, Steve.
Denny Hamlin, favorite before, continues to be the favorite, plus 230, a little under 2.5 times your money. If you thought he was the guy to bet right now.
Briscoe's on pit road now.
I think this 19 car thinks they're in a window, and
he's down and away.
Limping around the racetrack, and they're wondering if that's going to bring out a yellow. 71's on pit road now, so this tire didn't come off the 71. I really think that was the call for the 19, which I like. I love the gamble. Let's see what happens to the 71.
Not much damage to the right side, so it's just a flat. Yep, there it is. Yep, the right front just went down on the 71.
Yeah, Michael McDowell recorded some brake shake for a couple laps there before it finally exploded. Richie Baston, what was it? He said the rotor just exploded there in the third one.
Oh, the rotor exploded on the 71. Oh.
Exactly. So it's good. Your tire has a little bit more grip, a little bit more quarter speed. So I think the overall faster speed you have to get on the brakes. And if we take a look, the wind down the front stretch, it is a tailwind. So when you're first of all, you're hauling the mail down the front stretch. I mean, faster than you ever would pushing into the wind, right? It's just easier with a tailwind. Everybody's gone out for a jog or been on a bicycle. They get that concept. Well, also, when you lift off the gas, that tailwind doesn't want it to slow down as much. So you're using more brake pressure at already one of the toughest corners there are. And these guys, it's a really awkward racetrack. We talked about it all weekend. Well, it's even awkward mechanically. Now we've seen multiple cars with brake issues, and we had yet to reach halfway.
19 laps to go, stage 2. Let's hear from Bubba Wallace. Ken caught up with him moments ago.
Bubba Wallace out of the care center after what looked like a tire issue, but then on closer inspection, maybe the root cause of brake rotor. What kind of feedback were you getting from the car?
It's gonna battle 17 into 2, and by the time I was ready to touch the pedal, it just went to the floor, so brakes exploded. So I hate it.
Yep, brakes just exploded. The brakes went out on the 23. As Ross Chastain is now being passed by Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney on track. That was for, I believe, was for 14th and 15th. I believe.
We knew it was going to be a grind, and I was mentally prepared for that all day. It's frustrating.
And caution is out. Yellow is out.
We were just going to take our lumps.
Nope, it was the 13th and 14th. The yellow is out now.
With it being a brake issue as the root cause, do you think your teammate Tyler Reddick should be concerned?
Race your own race. Don't worry about the things you can't control about.
while they were talking there, you saw caution flag is out 4 times today. Debris on the front straightaway.
Yeah, the 71 had the brake failure on the right front.
Oh, now they throw the caution for debris on the front stretch? Where was this a few laps ago?
Obviously, that's what happened.
Where was that a few laps ago?
It's lucky. One of the lucky ones. To have
I'm guessing they thought the track was clear.
contact with the outside retaining wall. Apparently, NASCAR has found some of that debris and concerning because this front straightaway, these drivers use all of it, right? Breaking the draft, going 3, 4 wide, way down the racetrack. So probably in a situation where there's not much choice but to err on the side of safety. You saw the 21 and the 19 both had hit pit road under green. I just bring that up because, we continue to talk about you got to keep coaching, right? All the way through, you got to keep your achievement. Well, there's a lot going on out there. Nearly impossible to follow everyone's strategy and everyone's story. But the 19 and the 21 said, hey, we might be able to just buy a free pit stop here. We can pit. The caution comes out. We can pull back up to the field. Exactly what happens. So just, great calls on top of the pit box. We'll see if it stays on. Just always trying to take advantage everywhere you can.
You always want to have options, and options create opportunities in a race like this. Bowman's led 15 laps. Hamlin's led the most laps today, 32 up front, won the opening stage. 17 to go stage 2 as they come out of turn 3 this time.
They'll be busy once again.
And pit stops once again.
Here's Kim.
Including leader Alex Bowman. He was just shearing the right rear, needed a little bit more lateral stability. They will make a slight adjustment on that race car. As you can see the crew to the right side. Fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel for Alex Bowman.
Chris Buescher, Joey Logano coming down pit road here.
And Bowman's down and away. There's Buescher and Logano.
Into the stage here and also gets him in a window to maybe split the rest of the 82 laps in half. Buescher's in the car really good and much more manageable in traffic.
And Buescher's down and away. Whoa, Logano with a bit of a longer stop. Same with Hamlin. They're both down and away. Okay. Wish we could see who won off pit road, but I guess not. I guess not.
You can run the perfect race.
There's McDowell in the garage area.
That's true in racing and life. When debt hits hard, National Debt Relief helps you take control so you can pay less than you owe in less time than you think. When life hits finances, National Debt Relief helps you.
So my guess is that I believe Eric Jones won the race off pit road, then Byron, Nemechek, Buescher, and then Bowman in the top 5. That's my guess.
It's physics and engineering, innovating and refining.
And the guys that stayed out are Stenhouse, Hocevar, Keselowski, Dillon, Poole, Briscoe, Berry. The top 7. Brennan Poole up there. What? What is this top 7 that didn't stop?
Like us, you might be suffering from moderate to severe obstructive sleep apnea, or OSA. We are the undiagnosed. We've been told we snore at night and gasp for air. Daytime sleepiness is a drag, but we still have people who count on us. And we're more than just human beings. We are humans. Beings.
Alright, they're getting the choose rule. I believe they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Breathing interruptions and oxygen deprivation during sleep. You're undiagnosed. That was us.
So it was really the top 6 that pitted. That did not stop. My mistake. So it's Hocevar, Stenhouse, Keselowski, Briscoe, Berry, and Dillon, the top 6 that did not stop.
That's right. You can Wi-Fi outside. This is fine. Feeling strong.
Wow, dude is committed.
All their devices connected to this guy.
Oh boy. Oh boy. There's bad blood between the front 2. Stenhouse and Hocevar. What's going to happen on this restart? Got to keep a close eye on these two.
We get our IHOP surprise move of the race.
Yeah, and a surprise, unfortunately, in a bad way for the 6 of Brad Keselowski. Leading the race, turns left. Unfortunately, pit road is closed. Red light on pit road comes down by itself. Yep. Positive on the radio after, though, said, hey, there's a lot of racing to go. And sure enough, Brad Keselowski in the 16 passed a bunch of cars. A little bit strategy, looking on board right here.
What's gonna happen between the front two?
Just 2 cars in front of them. So the 6 doing everything they can to recover from that surprise move earlier.
This will be a fun restart to watch. 47 to Stenhouse.
Oh boy. Oh boy. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen between the front two as we come to the restart with 15 to go in stage 2? Got to keep a close eye on these two, Stenhouse and Hocevar. Here we go. Green flag. That was about dead even on the start. Hocevar has the edge, getting a big push from Chase Briscoe. Oh, jeez! Barry nearly blocked Byron way down low. Oh, Hocevar missed the corner. Here comes Briscoe to the inside. And Briscoe goes to the top spot.
Briscoe in charge of the field. Hocevar could have side drafted on the outside, decided not to. And allowed the 47.
Oh, side by side for second.
Not surprised by that now. Hocevar ducks into third. Byron back there into fifth.
Somehow those two keep it clean.
I was saying the trend continues for the 77, but now put a big fight up on the 47.
He wanted so bad to drive by and be cleared and done and pull away. And now he's trapped behind him again. He's got tiptoe around.
Yep.
Small did, right? That call to pit before the debris. Now he's leading the race.
Byron up to 4th around Barry right there.
While that's going on, Chase Elliott's now to the outside of Busher, I believe.
Chase Elliott at 17 of Briscoe.
That's Busher. That's Busher, Dale. Dale just said, literally said 17 of Briscoe. Come on, Dale. Come on, Dale.
I will say Byron and Elliott have worked their way to the front of their groups. While the 17 and the 11, Dale, we talked about it, they keep migrating back just a couple positions. Busher recovered up to 8th, but Denny's still back in 12th.
Meanwhile, back in traffic, Denny Hamlin, who pitted. And look at Larson taking it 3 wide. Somehow. What a move. Holy cow, Larson. Big move. 3 wide off turn 3. Clears both Hamlin and Dillon.
Off of turn 3, but Denny probably not very happy. So Denny's out here. I don't think Larson knows it. Larson's going to come across the track clearing the 3. But here's Denny Hamlin.
Oh,
contact. Yep, you see the right front fender.
oh.
He's like, oh, up there. It's not the first time those two.
Whoa!
Issues with the 1 car.
Chastain just got the chrome horn from Larson, I think. Oh, there goes Christopher Bell, SVG, Ty Dillon, and Kyle Busch. Big crash off turn 3, off turn 2.
It comes out with just over 10 laps remaining, stage 2. It's been a
Jeez.
tough several months for this 20 car. They came out of the
The
gate.
rough streak continues for Kyle Busch. The rough season for Kyle Busch continues. Ouch.
Ty Dillon, who's had a great run at the road course in Mexico City last. Spent a lot of time at the top, sure did. And, you know, he's actually really been able to improve with this colleague team this year. Kind of gutted it out to try to get these opportunities and making the most of it this year. And 888 able to get around the racetrack on the pit road. Let's take a look at
All right, what happened through the tunnel turn?
the 38 just gets loose.
Yeah, Kyle just got loose. Christopher Bell spins. SVG, Ty Dillon.
Look, contact with the right rear on the number 8. Right on board with Christopher Bell through this corner. Kyle's going to be right in front of this.
Yeah, Kyle just lost it. Whoa! Did Bell get contact from Gregson?
Do a good job there.
Did Bell get contact from Gregson? I'm not so sure.
taking more. Kyle Busch knows he wants to take that position. He's going to force that pass. He probably doesn't do that early in the race.
Kyle involved in a crash early last week in the spin today as well.
Yikes. Jeez, the rough stretch continues for KB.
On the way for Dash, who was just rescued yesterday by Dave, who's realizing in real time his new dog has a thing for squirrels. And there's Chewy, where Dave will order a harness and everything else Dash needs in life, like delicious food, because squirreling can work up quite an appetite. For low prices and fast shipping for life with pets, there's Chewy.
There's a place no map will show you. A secret spot. A high-performance hideout for cars that crave chaos. New brakes? Check. Roll cage? Check. Spoiler so big it doubles as a picnic table? Oh, bet. Every apex we nail, every second we shave, it's all knowledge that goes right back in your ride. Look like fun? It is. Win?
Oh, and Reddick's now going behind the wall. What's going on with Reddick now? What is going on with Reddick now? Is it another brake failure? Jeez! Is it brakes on the 45? What is happening? What is happening?
Start today at Hims.com. At Napa, we're the pros that know how to make your business our business. Pros everywhere you need us, with every part you need. From brake pads to stock your shop in Orange County, California, to oil filters for your fleet in Orange County, Florida.
Yikes! That's all three 2311 cars. That is all three 2311 cars. They are out.
NASCAR Xfinity Series lights up Atlanta with a Friday night primetime showdown. All right, here we go to Atlanta. I think we can win this race. Where Austin Hill looks to defend his home track from Sam Mayer, Jesse Love, Connor Zillick, and the rest of a hungry young field.
It's go time in the ATL.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series special primetime edition. This Friday from Atlanta at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on the CW.
11 laps to go, stage 2. You're watching Cup Series racing. On Prime, presented by Dish. Here's Trevor Bay.
Yep. Stenhouse in position to collect stage points. Yep.
Too much fuel this time, so they're not going to wait on that. Once they get 4 tires off, they'll take off, Marty.
Austin Dillon gives up 14th. Trevor and Richard.
And Stenhouse is down and away.
Strategy is worth a gamble at least, and splitting this in half. 75 to go. They can make it.
And Dillon's down and away.
That stayed out, Adam, so they'll be behind all those cars when they restart.
Give and take. An average of fuel, some track position. We'll follow up on Tyler Reddick when we return to the Pocono.
Yikes. Team Killer 2311 Racing at Pocono this year. Yikes.
You've come a long way. Your path was never set in stone. You charged ahead. So why would life with ATTRCM define you? You have the power of choice. Trophy is an oral medicine used to treat adults with ATTRCM to reduce death and hospitalization related to heart problems. People taking the Trophy saw an impact on health-related quality of life and were 50% less likely to be hospitalized for heart issues, giving you more chances to do what you love with who you love. Tell your doctor if you're pregnant, plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding, and about the medications you take. The most common side effects were mild and included diarrhea and abdominal pain. If you have ATTR cardiac amyloidosis, ask your cardiologist if a Trophy is right for you. It's time to get busy living.
Racetrack, Toronto, everyone who told me how to drive more beautifully.
Ever since we hired Dale Jr. and I, breakfast has been moving fast.
Liberty King.
Don't wish. Don't hope. Don't dream. No. Plan. See the steps it takes to get it done right, and follow them. At Avis, we wreck cars.
Yep. Just like how Team Penske had a nightmare showing at the IndyCar race at Gateway, 2311 doing their own bad showing in Cup at Pocono. Yikes.
The Wi-Fi is moving like a restart me. It bursted with Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi's moving.
Make sure you check out Prime's exclusive in-race feature, Key Moments, during today's broadcast by clicking down on your remote. It's the easiest way to catch up on race highlights and flag changes as they happen.
Doing a nice job with this race car. You see 107 series right here. That's actually, we've seen 130, 140. That's pretty good.
I think the average is around 120 something. That's very good.
I've never rode it 107, so I'm not going to say it, but the guy to my left has.
I'm going to offer no analysis here.
There's no good. Dale can say it, but I can't. I won't be able to walk in the garage with my fellow man.
It's not awesome, but it's not
All right. All right, let's see how this restart goes now. All right, now it's Stenhouse Briscoe on the front row. Let's see what happens now. Eight laps to go in stage 2. Green flag. That was dead even on the jump. Once again, Stenhouse getting a big push from, I believe, Josh Berry. Yes, it is. And Stenhouse goes to the point. Can't clear Briscoe. Briscoe goes down to the inside.
Good momentum, but they're side by side. It's a drag race off of turn 1 down the straightaway.
Stenhouse, great shove in that outside lane from Josh Berry. Can he make it pay off? Side
by side, entering into the tunnel turn.
Inside is Briscoe, outside is Stenhouse. And they're stacked up.
Oh! It got a little bit tight, but not too tight. Briscoe still hanging tough on the inside. Stenhouse trying to pin him down, but Briscoe clears to the lead. And Stenhouse got a little tight through turn 3, and here goes Josh Berry to the outside. Whoa, couple cars in the wall there. A lot of cars caught the wall of turn 3 there. Oh my gosh. Oh, watch out, Stenhouse. Got really tight. 3 wide coming off turn 1. And there goes William Byron underneath trying to capitalize on both those guys. And where's Keselowski going to go? Oh, 3 wide. That was a bit scary. Oh, Keselowski got tight, and there goes Elliott by him. Jesus. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, guys. And look at Buescher now going 3 wide underneath the Toyota drivers Hamlin and Eric Jones.
Chris Buescher, his teammate, the car he owns. It's just not a good deal for him.
And Buescher takes advantage from both those guys as Keselowski gets by Eric Jones.
That he loses. But it does clear the 17. Byron is finally clear of Stenhouse as well as Chase Elliott. Stenhouse back to 5th. Now the 17 of Buescher trying to go take that spot away from the 47. He's got a little bit of a run here down into turn 3.
This blue car that popped out of line, that's the 77 of Hocevar.
There's Hocevar. The driver who just pitted, already up 9 spots, and that's another one as he just passed John Hunter Nemechek. Oh, this was coming off turn 3. Whew, very close. Sting caught the wall. Bowman. Oh, Allmendinger. Allmendinger caught the wall there. Holy cow. Holy cow. But up front, Josh Berry's starting to hound down Chase Briscoe. And speaking of Chase Elliott just got by his teammate William Byron for third. Holy cow. Holy cow. Holy cow.
The track gets faster and faster as we get later in the afternoon. Well, why do we talk so much about fuel? That fastest lap for Josh Berry was 10 laps on his tires. So this Goodyear tires just hold on for grip.
Four to go on the stage. Here's Hocevar looking for more. Outside of Logano. What's up, Trevor?
Yeah, guys, we saw the follow the leader off the corner where it gets really flat. You lose all visibility if you can't see around the car in front of you. That's why Briscoe chose the bottom on that last restart. They worked together with Byron and said, I'm just going to go with him. When he gets to me and pushes me, I'm going to take off, knowing that Byron really couldn't see the restart zone that well.
You know, you talked about that. We were out there in the pace car about how the restart zone, there are a couple marks at the fence, but it's really hard to see on the ground or on the wall.
Yeah, when you're behind all those cars, if you're in the, the fourth, fifth, sixth row or on back, sometimes you can't even see those cones on the fence. You kind of just look in front of you a couple rows and watch the seat post or the roof of the car in front of you move.
Oh.
When they move, you get ready.
Why? Okay, Keselowski's pitting. All right. What's he doing? As the battle for the lead is still heating up between Josh Berry and Chase Briscoe. Berry is not letting Briscoe get away. But where is he going to go? As I said multiple times already, catching them is one thing. Passing them, a whole different scenario. As Keselowski, Eric Jones, John Hunter Nemechek, and Austin Dillon have pitted. Could this be a different strategy for the end of the stage? We'll see. Whoa! Big dive for Josh Berry trying to catch up to Briscoe through turn 3. But he lost that momentum. Pit road's closed now. Pit road is closed now.
He would show in right now as the race leader, but across the board, regardless of how it plays out, you want to take advantage when you have that opportunity. 19 getting it done this afternoon.
And here comes Ryan Blaney to the inside of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., trying to go for the 8th spot. Side draft. Through the tunnel turn. This is tight. But it looks as though Blaney will clear Stenhouse. Yes, he will. Now will Larson try to follow through? I don't think so. We got a nose underneath him, but he can't get there. All right, final lap in stage 2. Whoa! Hang on, Stenhouse and Larson. That was close. Oh boy, here goes Stenhouse. Hocevar once again on the inside of Stenhouse. Now Logano's going to follow through from Hocevar underneath Stenhouse now. Trying to, 3 wide as Bowman tries to take advantage from both those guys. As they both get by Stenhouse, but Logano hangs on, holds off the challenge from Bowman. And through turn 3, geez, that was a chaotic second stage. And then at the end of this thing, Briscoe will win stage number 2. All right. 2 stages down, 1 to go.
This afternoon be the day. 2 stages down at Pocono, and pit road will be busy.
That was a chaotic second stage. Holy cow. Holy cow, that was chaotic. Oh my gosh.
Like Michael, who've taken Ozempic.
As a touring musician,
decisions. My type 2 diabetes could slow us down. I didn't let it. I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty, and this is what my Ozempic era looks like. I'm lowering my A1C and lost some weight too. I also learned some people take Ozempic to lower the risk of major cardiovascular events like stroke, heart attack, or death. And others take it to lower the risk of worsening chronic kidney disease.
Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take if you or your family had MTC, MEN2, or if allergic to it. Stop taking it. Medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck or any of these allergic reactions. Tell your provider if you plan to have surgery or a procedure, are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas, gallbladder or severe stomach problems, or changes in vision. Call your prescriber if you have any of these symptoms. Taking the sulfonylurea or insulin may raise low blood sugar risk. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, constipation. Some side effects lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Discover the GLP-1 with the most FDA-approved uses. Ozempic.
Whoa, who are you guys? I'm you from the past.
And I'm you from the future.
Look, I need a cool outfit for a party.
I'm looking for a suit for my daughter's wedding.
I might be able to help you fellas out. Life is a journey. Vandy is the wardrobe that grows with you. Tailored for every milestone. Look your best, dress the win. Vandy.
Racing isn't just a game. It's a way of life. Every lap, every moment. Practice is about consistency. Winning doesn't come easy. Yo! My turn, Bubba. Feel the road. Own the race. Logitech G wheels and pedals available now on Amazon.
Meet the IHOP House Faves value menu. Everything's just $6. Like the breakfast faves combo. $6. French toast breakfast, $6. $6 for all this and all that. That's a lot of breakfast for $6. Weekdays at IHOP.
NASCAR on Prime Video is brought to you by AMR. 2 stages down in the Poconos. Going to break, I said when we return, pit road could be a busy place. Maybe not the case here. How do you see this playing out, Steve? And we got a handful of them coming down for sure.
Yeah, all the
And a handful of drivers down pit road.
Do you want more fuel on board that could shorten that final pit stop, Trevor?
Yeah, Steve, that's exactly the reason the 24 is hitting pit road now. They feel like this might put them in the window to be able to take 2
Byron's on
gas
pit
later
road.
on. The only issue on that 24 is the steering rack right now.
Stenhouse on pit road as well.
As you see the 47 on the bottom of your screen, that's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Last stop on lap 47. They strung in together to get to the end of the stage, hoping for stage points. Did not net out. They finished that stage in 13th. Ricky said it just was not turning, Marty.
Suarez has been
Suarez down and away.
Been struggling with the vibration, especially when he has to turn the car to the right. But Steve, to your point, Matt Swiderski told Suarez this will make our next stop shorter. That's why we're pitting now.
So shorter, but the question is, it's going to be 2-3-ish seconds shorter. If that's under yellow, it could be a lot. If it's under green, do these guys get close enough to the front to take advantage of those 3 seconds? 63 to go. We'll just have to see where the cautions fall.
The games are being played as we get ready for the final stage. Here's Danielle, Carl, and
Yeah, Chase Briscoe's first stage win with Joe Gibbs Racing. Interesting to see, guys. He only came in 39 points above the cut. He was one of those on the bubble who has yet to win this season, already scored 17 stage points. So a great day so far for Chase Briscoe.
Yeah, a great day for Chase Briscoe, but Latard just described, really what's happening here is they're setting up for that last pit stop. So the guys that have to spend more time putting fuel in, man, they just got to hope for things to fall their way. It's a strategy game right now. Fortunately, we've got 2 great crew chiefs up there in the booth to describe it to us.
Absolutely. Will Dale Jr. and Steve Latard laying it out for all of us. It's been hard for me to follow as well because you don't really know who is set up the best for that least amount of time on pit road for the last stop. What's impressive to me, though, is Hocevar's ability to drive back through the field. I think they're in a pretty good fuel spot. The 77, man, is strong today, but I would love to see Chase Briscoe try to figure out again.
Yeah, you read my mind about that restart. Hocevar passed something like 13 or 14 cars in a lap. So restart takes care of strategy in a number of ways.
We had 4 cautions at stage 2 here at Pocono. That's the most ever in the next gen era, or ties the record, Adam. So we'll see what the final stage brings us. No shortage of action happening this afternoon.
No question, a lot still to come here. Thank you, Danielle. And now,
Well, I keep talking about fuel load, right? And I call it the fuel tax.
No.
You can kick it down the road just like your taxes. Keep it firm. But at some point, you got to pay off the SAM. Well, some point, you got to pay the fuel tax, which means you have to get fuel in the car. Did you do it now, or will you have to have a longer final stop and do it then?
and if the restarts get more and more crazier toward the end of the race, the best opportunity to get that track position that you need as a driver is to be aggressive when they happen. So, make as much hay as you can when the restarts happen down into turn 1, and then also we've seen a lot of brake issues. Who's managing those temperatures? Who's keeping those issues from being a problem for them today? You know that a lot of the drivers are definitely aware of some of the brake issues some of these teams are having.
Well, update on this 45 and 23.11 really quick. 35.23, rotors brake, flat tires out of the race. The 45 inspects theirs. They go to the garage. They make repairs, make some brake changes. They must have felt that they were having the same sort of situation. They lose 2 laps. I only say that because they're the only car laps down. A quick yellow, get a free pass. Another quick yellow, he'll back to the left.
Okay, now Reddick's back on pit road.
We don't see a lot of.
They're only 2 laps down. Okay, so I guess that means Reddick is still alive. Reddick is still out on the track. Okay.
Yeah, and you mentioned they saw something they didn't like about the brakes. That came at that caution under lap 78. They looked at it, didn't like what they saw. But I did confirm for the team the rotors were not cracked, the ones that they took off. So they just saw something that indicated it was going the direction that his teammate Bubba Wallace had, but confirmation of no cracks in the rotors.
There's just a lot of adjustments, guys, with brake cooling, and also you can do some stuff internally to the rotor by limiting how much air goes through the vanes. No telling what the 2311 had, but they obviously know what the other 2 cars had and decided to make this change.
It's unprecedented for them to come to pit road or to the garage actually and make some adjustments to that car, but what to choose here? Briscoe taking the top of the racetrack, it appears, with the 21 buried to the inside.
All right, choose roll.
And that second row, Busher, Chase Elliott.
Briscoe goes outside. Barry goes inside. Elliott goes inside. Busher outside. Then Cindric, Hamlin, Larson, Blaney, Kosovar, Logano, the top 10.
But the 9-car Chase Elliott can't decide if he wants to go 3 wide or stay committed to that 21 Barry. Trevor.
Yeah, Chase Briscoe last time, guys, took the inside road thinking he could get a good push from the 24, but he almost gave the lead after the 47, who had 25 more laps on his tires. This time, with Barry being on similar laps, he felt like the outside was his best chance to defend. He was hoping for a good push from that second row, like you guys mentioned.
Yeah, when you pick that outside line, you kind of box in the car behind you. He has no choice. If he can get connected to that rear bumper, you're going to be in good shape heading off down into turn 1. It's much more difficult, I think, for the inside line to get organized, get connected, stay together, and stay committed. It's so tempting for the following car to pull out and go around the lead car and take everybody 3 wide.
I think that's fascinating. What can I see at the front of the field or further back in the field? What do these cars need? Well, right here, this row. Austin Dillon, Brad Keselowski, they stopped right before the stage. So that fuel tax I mentioned, they have about 15 laps more fuel on board. Why that matters is the final pit stop will be shorter. And further back on board with William Byron, pitted at the stage, so he has the most fuel load. He's all the way back in 23rd. For this strategy to pay off for any of those cars, this restart has to work. They have to go forward. They have to get close enough to have that short pit stop pay dividends.
Want to pay off. Christopher Bell gets a free pass on this, our 6th caution of the afternoon. He's got a little damage to the splitter on this 20 car, so it's up to him to make a lot of spots for the rest of the day. But here we go. Final stage of Pocono, 60 to go. Outside lane, Briscoe, Barry to his left.
All right, green flag, final stage underway.
Good organization and connection by both lines. That outside line's doing a little bit better. You see they got 3 cars together.
Briscoe on the jump. Josh Berry tries to make a challenge, but can't do it.
Coming to the outside lane, trying to get to Barry. Chase Elliott is there, so is Denny Hamlin in the 11. Hamlin and Busher starting to reestablish that track position. Started on the front row today, so good early. I was wondering,
oh, watch out.
To the front of the field. They were controlling this
There
race.
goes Hamlin on the outside. And Elliott's trying to follow through to the inside. They both get by Josh Berry.
Hamlin up to third. Elliott trying to get fourth, and he does.
Well, meanwhile, Logano gets tight. Almost got into Hocevar. And he's getting tight again off turn 3. That was close.
We can talk a lot about what the 477 driver has done for mistakes, but what cannot be denied is his raw talent to find speed and speed.
Oh, 3 wide. Oh, boy. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Go anywhere on the racetrack to do it. Top of 3. It's an opportunity. A lot of grip up there.
Oh, Jesus, Logano! Gosh! You almost wrecked yourself across Bowman's nose, dude. Oh, someone's tight. Someone got really tight off turn 2. Somehow they keep it sorted.
On stage last week in Mexico City, did driver 60. Briscoe up front.
Yeah, Briscoe's out front, but for how much longer? Because Chris Buescher is right on him. He is right on him. Oh, Buescher got tied off turn 1. Meanwhile, for 5th spot, Ryan Blaney takes it from Josh Berry. Yeah, Ryan Blaney, who started at the rear of the field, he's worked his way inside the top 5. How about it? And Larson up to 6, taking it from Josh Berry, who didn't have a qualifying run. Oh my gosh! Look out! And Cindra's going to take advantage from both those guys. Oh, that time Larson finally clears Berry. Oh, a little bit of tight, but is he going to hold him off? Nope! Crossover from Josh Berry. But for the lead, Buescher's starting to close the gap on the 19. And now Larson clears Josh Berry for that position.
Rarely can you have track position and be comfortable about your situation. The entire pit road is just so aggressive with their pit calls, which matches the aggression on the racetrack. I mean, the whole thing is just take. Pit road, restarts, traffic, everywhere. Oh, Berry trying to squeeze in front of Freeze right there. Barely enough room.
Not sure he heard all clear on the radio, but he made it work.
Nah, barely cleared.
Lap and a half. Trying to make that come to an end. Now he's jumping to the outside.
Chastain clears Berry once again.
It's still side by side.
And Keselowski! Oh! 3 wide underneath Logano and Hocevar. And Eric Jones trying to do the same thing. Can't do it. Jeez. My goodness.
When they made that mishap, they came down a close pit road. Let's just see if the race comes to us. It is slowly coming their direction. Can he stay in touch with the leaders?
Oh, watch out, Eric.
Brad won here in 2011. He was coming off a really bad practice crash and had a busted ankle, so he knows all about dealing with adversity and having success in Pocono.
Alex Bowman thought better of it.
When they came down pit road, and it was closed. Meanwhile, top of your screen, battle for the lead.
Yeah, Chris Buescher still hanging tough with Briscoe, but just cannot find a way around him. This is the same situation Buescher was in when he was fighting with Denny Hamlin, trying to get the lead from him in stage 1 at the beginning of this race.
Not even the same style of racetrack. I remember with Michigan last year, it was Walker's Glen. Like, Buescher in the 17 car continue to impress with their variety of speed. We've seen it in short tracks, big tracks, road courses.
Got that first career win here in 16. It was the fog out race. They played strategy, and it all worked out for him. he wins it today, it's just going to be because they've got an outstanding race car. Qualified on the front row. They've lost track position because of all the various strategies, but there is no doubt about it. One of the best cars here today is that 17. And then back behind it, check out this. Yeah, the 54 almost
wow.
off the nose of the 38.
Oh my. That cost Byron a bunch of time there through the tunnel turn. Yeah, I thought I saw something going on when I saw someone getting really tight in the tunnel turn. I thought I saw something happening there.
High level of frustration when you can't get where you need to go and you reach the final stage. Just over 50 to go, Trevor.
Yeah, guys, to start this race, the radio conversations were quite different than we normally hear. As soon as the caution would come out, you'd hear drivers just asking their crew chief, what are we going to do here? And not giving many balance updates. Now, with about 10 laps to go, you're starting to hear a lot of feedback from drivers on that balance. The picture's getting much more clear as to what the strategy is going to be, Steve. So as that tunnel vision starts to fade off, you start worrying about the speed of your race car now.
Absolutely, and I would have encouraged my driver. I know they're curious about the strategy, but that's part of your job as a crew chief to ask the right questions. Hey, this is what we're doing, but what does our car need? Because I'm not sure we're going to get all the right calls, but if we do, let's at least have it drive the best possible when we're out front. These battles up front are just fascinating to me. This 17 now, a lane lower in turn 3 is going to have a little bit of momentum, but can he get the power down? Now here comes the draft. That 17 is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger off this rear bumper. Here he comes right at the end of the straightaway. It really starts to take hold.
Briscoe running the middle of the racetrack. Taking away probably the optimum line for the 17.
This battle's still going on, as Briscoe has been able to hold off all the challenges that Buescher has been bringing to him. Similar to what Denny Hamlin was doing in stage 1 when he was holding off Buescher, trying to get Buescher all dirtied up there. And so far it's worked. That same strategy is working for Briscoe.
Briscoe in charge at Pocono.
Briscoe leading at Pocono with just over 50 laps to go as Ross Chastain looks as though he was blocking Josh Berry way down low. Don't know why.
It's free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you don't want to do the repair yourself, we can recommend a shop for you. Okay, Tyler, let's go fix your car.
Did they just hop from a baseball game to a show on Max without leaving DirecTV? It's like all their apps and channels are connected.
All connected. Shows, movies, sports, cooking shows.
Is she talking to us?
Tell me, how does DirecTV put all your favorite stuff on one home screen? Uncanny content suggestions based on your watch history? They're mind controlled.
You recently electrocuted?
Introducing genre packs starting at $34.99.
Well, I, for one, am intrigued.
At Ford, 80% of the vehicles we sell in America are assembled in America.
What would happen if other car companies did the same?
If they were like us, you'd have up to 15 new plants.
Assembling nearly 4 million vehicles per year.
If they were like us,
They would have said no to the taxpayer bailout and added thousands of American jobs. Nobody's committed to America like Ford is.
and who benefits from that? You do.
Oh, hang on to Chastain. Got really tight through the tunnel turn. That allowed Keselowski to take advantage.
Denny Hamlin leading the pack on the final lap.
And then, boom.
Oh, Hamlin's hit. Hamlin is out of it.
That's true in racing and life. When debt hits hard, National Debt Relief helps you take control, so you can pay less than you owe in less time than you think. When life wrecks your finances, National Debt Relief helps you get back on track. Visit nationaldebtrelief.com to get started today.
You love our legendary subs, so you'll love our legendary new Doritos footlong nachos. Doritos and Subway, two legends come together to...
Legends eating legends. Am I right?
Yes, thank you, Marshawn. Doritos footlong nachos, just $5, only at Subway.
Alright, and we are back once again as Briscoe continues to lead the way with less than 50 laps to go. Our ones to watch time. Dale Jr. has Ryan Blaney. He's watching Ryan Blaney.
Two-time winner here, including this race last year. I'm going to take that driver we see right up the hood of Ryan Blaney. That's the 9 of Chase Elliott.
Thank you, Steve. Just watching Chase Elliott in P4 right now.
Driving into the podium from outside the top 10 of that final run. This 9 has speed again. He has pulled it off here at Pocono. Maybe today's the day, hanging around in the 4th spot.
Brad Keselowski trying to end a winless streak.
Oh, and Adam Alexander has Keselowski. He's watching Keselowski.
He had that miscue, lap 58, coming out pit road when it was closed. He stayed positive on the radio, coached up his group. He said it will come to us, and it has. They're on the plus side of it. When you look at fuel mileage, he's running rock night right now and thinking about career win number 2 here in the Poconos.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Around 40, maybe 41, depending on pace. We've heard Marty mention a few times the gamble last year of people hit it before they can make it. Why would you do that? Because if the caution comes out, anybody who still has to pit you would cycle in front of. I think we're still outside the window at 47 to go, but I don't know, 43, 44, somebody may gamble.
We talk about this 70 car being faster than a 19 and him being stuck behind the 19 in dirty air. That doesn't mean that Briscoe is really slow. He ran the second fastest lap the last time.
You fell asleep during stage 2? Aw, come on. You missed a lot during stage 2.
So this is going to sound crazy, but there is a little bit of the crew chief in me that says, hey, Busher, if you push him down the straightaway and you can offset the corner, push him down the straightaway, we'll run faster together and just try to gap the cars behind us because they know that Brad and a couple guys back here are going to have short.
Meanwhile, we got a battle for the 4th spot as Ryan Blaney has caught up to Chase Elliott. Blaney has the run off turn 1, and he's going to easily get by Chase Elliott. No contest. Oh my gosh.
Briscoe up there, he changes organizations. This has not been a good track for him. You look at recent years, last 5 starts.
Next gens are ass. Come on. This race, I don't think this race has been too bad. I don't think this race has been too bad, to say the least.
A long line of success for Joe Gibbs Racing at this place. Just look at the last 13 races. Back to, I think it's 2017, the 7 wins, the pole positions, all the top 5 laps led, and how good they've been here today. Very impressive, Marty.
Adam, we know these final stops of the day, very critical final stops today, are coming up here at Pocono. 45 to go. The drivers know that as well. Just a moment ago, Junior, Denny Hamlin radioed to Chris Gale, and he said, hey, give me a 5-lap heads up.
On short tracks, they are still bad. They're still bad on short tracks. And also not as good on the super speedways too. But as for road courses, they've been getting better. They've been getting better on the road courses. But on the intermediates, they're still good on the intermediates. Despite the lack of parity we've had.
Driving deep into that braking zone and getting to the pit road, so you'll slide tires. You'll either speed in the first couple of segments because you actually went too fast, or we've actually seen people wreck coming on the pit road and trying to get there too quickly.
You know, Junior, we're celebrating the success of Joe Gibbs Racing, and rightfully so. Been so good here today, leading laps, winning stages, got the pole and all of that. But let's go to RFK Racing. Told the story of Brad Keselowski. We know how good Chris Busher has been. Ryan Preece has now entered the top 10, so all 3 of their Fords in the top 10. I go back a couple of weeks in Michigan, they were all 3 in the top 10. First time they had done that since 2016. So they are starting to find the sweet spot when it comes to speed here as we head down the stretch of the regular season.
And it's time to recognize that for sure. They've struggled this year trying to match some of the performance from years ago. And I've been really impressed with this 60 car. You know, you bring in a new car, new team, new people.
Looking at Ryan Preece running solidly in the 10th spot. He's slowly been getting better and better for that RFK number 60 camp. As we see another change of position between Austin Dillon and Ross Chastain. That's for the 14th spot.
Top 15. Nice effort there. Dillon up to 14th as he makes the pass. He's one of those drivers that flipped stage 2 for some track position.
And I'm telling you guys, if you're one of these pit crew members, this is the moment you're living for, right? You know, you see
Yep.
the pit window is open.
Pit window is now open for these guys. The pit window is open. And here's the first driver to dive on pit road. Austin Cindric. And I think that's Josh Berry diving on pit road as well. Yep, Austin Cindric and Josh Berry, the first two drivers on pit road. Alex Bowman is pitting.
Remember, Josh Berry was one of those who pitted a little bit earlier when there was a caution, so he knew they had to come before the other cars. But you got to wonder if this is going to bring a lot of other cars down pit road. 48 also on pit road, and Steve, does this open the window for everybody?
I think you have no choice. As soon as you think you
Yep,
can make it,
I think these drivers have to pit. Yep, here comes Briscoe. Briscoe's coming in this time.
Hard left-hand turn on pit road. Busher, Hamlin will have to counter next time by.
And I think that's Larson pitting. Yep, Larson's pitting. Here comes Keselowski in as well. Well, no, that's Priest. That was Ryan Priest. My mistake. Hocevar's on pit road now. Byron's in. Well, a little bit slow coming off pit road for Briscoe. Larson's down and away. Priest is away.
Green flag pit stops, final stage at Pocono.
I'm going to tell you, unbelievably fast stop for that 19 car. I'm going to say I hope they have enough gas in it. I thought they would have to wait longer. Only 11 seconds on pit road. Now here
Byron's down and away.
77 Trevor. 24 car just took two right sides right there.
Right sides only for Byron. Right sides only for Byron. And here comes Hamlin in on pit road. Chase Elliott's in.
Chase Elliott also coming to pit road. He said he lost his front turn at the very end of the run for Chase Elliott, who's been very strong here at Pocono this afternoon. The question is, can they make up time that they were behind?
Waiting on fuel. And they're both down and away. Chastain's on pit road. Braxton's on pit road. Custer's on pit road. Stenhouse is in. Logano's in. Ross down and away. And here comes the leader, Busher. Logano's down and away.
He said that last run was a bit frustrating because he could catch the 19 of Chase Briscoe everywhere, but couldn't pay off the pass in turn 2. He has had no complaints about the handling of the 17 car. Now we'll watch to see what Scott Graves does here to make a call in terms of fuel.
Whoa. A little bit slow on the right front. Yep, Briscoe will still maintain the lead.
That pit stop for the 19 was shockingly fast at 11 seconds. If this is full, great job in the pit stop. If you didn't need the fuel, then great job by Briscoe, who maybe was saving fuel. This is going to play out in front of us. 38 to go. We still have a few to pit. But Busher, we saw him wait on.
Man, look at the gap that Briscoe has opened up over teammate Hamlin and Busher. Golly.
Long run here at Pocono. And that's the advantage for Denny Hamlin, who was suffering from a little bit of a push in that car before this cycle. He's now in front of the 17. This comes down to a race between the two. Denny Hamlin's had the adjustment to fix the balance. Now has the track position.
Top 12 yet to make a pit stop here in this final cycle.
So when I was talking about when we look at pit stop times, we're going to assume they needed the same amount of fuel, but just look at this. Briscoe 11.0, Busher 14.4.
11.02, 14.42. That was the difference between Briscoe and Busher.
This started at lap 0. These guys started
How will this
counting every
happen?
cord, every
How
ounce,
will
every
this
gallon
work?
all day long. Is this the day the 9 team has out-executed everyone out? That 11 seconds shocked me. What an impressive job, Trevor. Yeah, you talk about the fuel tax, Steve, but how about the tire tax? The 6-car Brad Keselowski talked with Jeremy Mullins and said, I want the tire advantage. We have more fuel right now, but that time of a shorter pit stop isn't as much as I think we can get if we go long and have better tires for the rest of the run. What do you think, Steve? They made a mistake, Trevor. They came on pit road closed. They just can't race heads up. They have to do something. They worked on having more fuel on it, and he's out there running 53 sixes. I mean, this 6-car has clear track in front, so when you have it, use it, right? Like, this is the absolute goal for the 6, because I think it's their only is the wrong word, but it's their best option to win. Remember, a win is the only chance Brad Keselowski makes the playoffs, Marty.
Last year, Pocono, Jonathan Hassler
Blaney's on pit road now.
He's sitting here with 36 to go. We'll see if this call to run long plays to their benefit as well. We mentioned Blaney coming through the field twice today. He had done it without the benefit of a tool shirt. Him and had to work on it.
Nemechek's on pit road. Oh, caution! SVG is around.
In the midst of these stops, we get a caution.
Caution is out.
Brad Keselowski scored as the race leader. They had not yet made their pit stop in the green flag cycle.
So now we're just going to have to
That might have screwed out Keselowski, Haley, Busch, possibly Blaney. I'm not so sure. Allmendinger, Suarez, Gillen, and Cody Ware.
This yellow, you see the disappointment. The yellow's too early. They needed to make their pit stop first. Let's listen into the 6.
I'm sorry. Every time, man. Just getting clean here.
Yikes.
Let's just review. What they wanted to do is
That might have just cost Keselowski a shot at the win of this thing.
Then you have brand new tires. Like I said, you have to gamble anyway. And when you have a mistake by coming down pit road closed, your gamble has to get bigger. You heard the frustration Brad knows from behind the wheel. He knows exactly how this is going to work out.
What about those guys that were just on pit road? I mean, they're making their stops. Caution comes out.
We're going to have to see where this all cycles, because you're absolutely right. With the guys on pit road, the blend might be very different. Let's see what happens to the 88.
Oh, what?
Just gets loose right there.
Yeah, SVG just lost it off turn 1.
Turn 1, I believe.
Slight contact with the outside wall.
Last week's winner locked into the playoffs, getting the victory at Mexico City, but it gets away from him here. Caution with 35
Yep,
to go.
back to reality for SVG. After that win at Mexico, back to reality.
Like he's going to end up coming across the finish line in 4th place behind, well, once everybody else comes to pit road, he's behind Briscoe, Hamlin, and Buescher, so kind of a bit of an advantage for the 12, I suppose, to catch that caution when he did.
I mean, looking at our scoring monitor, there are 6 drivers that have not yet a pit stop. And then 7, Chase Briscoe, who was leading when the cycle began. He's maintained that position, or he will have done so once everything cycles through and these guys get their pit stop. Hamlin talked about jumping in front of Buescher, and then you mentioned Ryan Blaney, who came at lap 124 and was on pit road when the caution came out.
That's why it's important for these guys like Briscoe and Buescher and Hamlin and Briscoe for, when the caution comes out, stay in the gas, run hard, because that would have allowed Blaney, I think, to cycle in front of him if they'd have let off the gas and slowed down and allowed the pace car to kind of pick up the field.
Racing at Pocono today, 34 to go. Do a little drafting next weekend, Friday night, Truck Series. Racing a practice, rather, for the trucks in Friday evening and then Friday afternoon, I should say. Qualifying for Xfinity cars Friday, then Friday night. We got the Xfinity race on CW. Qualifying for Cup teams Friday, Saturday night race.
Yep, they're racing at Atlanta next week and Lime Rock Park for the first time ever for the trucks. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do streaming next week for the Cup race at Atlanta because it takes place on a Saturday night for the East Coast, and it's still Saturday during the afternoon for me during Saturday on the West Coast. And as a Christian NASCAR fan myself, I don't watch races on Saturdays until it's sunset. So unfortunately, no reactions next week. Sorry, guys.
Comes in. Remember, we showed the pit stop times. This isn't old school. This isn't slow pit stops. It's all about the two guys with the dump cans. Both right sides look good. They come to the left. Now watch the difference. The 19's going to drop to Jack, and he goes. 11. Wait. The fueler shakes his head. 2.5, 3 seconds worth of fuel. That's the whole situation. Execution, communication, frustration. You see the body language. So I don't know if it was miscommunicated, if Chase didn't understand what the signal was supposed to be for Chase. Obviously, though, they are not good on fuel. 2.5 seconds should be like 3 gallons. That's like 6 laps. I mean, you see the difference, right? I mean, 11.0 to a 13.3. That's the whole difference. James Small and Chase Briscoe have had so much speed. He told Carl and Corey on the stage, we just have to execute. And then here we are. Now, look, they may get lucky enough to have enough yellows to connect. Maybe they'll get lucky enough.
And here come the drivers that did not stop during the green flag stint.
All the cars staying on the racetrack.
Here's Kim.
And Kyle Busch coming in from this stop, saying on the radio, this caution hurt us. They were hoping to play it a little bit differently. Kyle reporting tight all the way through turn 1, slight adjustment. So they'll take tires and put some fuel in. Trevor?
Yeah, 6 car. Gary Boland saying, we're just going to have to eat it here. They debated staying out. They could have gone to lap 138, but they felt like the risk was too great here to try to catch a caution.
Both Keselowski and Busch down and away.
Just going to have to eat it. The phrasing for Trevor Bayne, it never disappoints. We return to the green flag in a moment on Prime.
Oh boy, it's gonna happen now. Be right back, folks.
We know they're short. We don't know how much.
All right.
He's smart enough to say, hey, don't give up the lead.
Came
Don't
back
start
just
saying,
as they're
"Now,
taking
we
the
can run
choose
5 laps
rule.
and get another 5 or 10 laps
Oh
and get
boy,
on."
Hamlin's up there. Oh crap.
Dallas was doing it half for Blaney,
Oh crap.
a year ago. So I think that was really good just to be very clear on what the goal is here. Now, Dale, it's all about the restart. I'm going to reach a little bit here, but the 12, right? We talked about the caution coming out at a certain opportune time while the 12 was leaving pit road. Well, when they went back and looked at the timing lines, he actually did beat the 17 to the last timing line before the caution. So he is third to choose. Now he gets to put himself in this outside line, which I believe is the preferred line behind the control car of the 19. If they produce a successful restart, he could go off into turn 1 on the outside of the 11 and fighting for second place off of turn 1.
And every position is huge. And I go back to the Briscoe deal. Who knows how this is going to shake out? However, they've scored 17 stage points today. I mean, you hope they maybe get the yellows they need next stage, whatever the case may be. But they have already put themselves in position for a good point today, and that might magnify how you manage points in the bank.
And I know all that fuel is a lot to try to figure out, but
All right. Let's see what happens now. Teammates Briscoe and Hamlin. Then it's Busher, Blaney, Elliott, Larson, Nemechek, Cindric, then Barry, and I'm not so sure. Somebody in the top 10. Here we go. Green flag. 30 laps to go. And Priest and Nemechek and Suarez. Okay. Suarez and Barry. Okay. Oh, hang on to it, Chastain. That was close. Oh, Blaney to the outside of Hamlin, trying to clear from second. While everybody jostles for position, Dylan way off the pace at the tail end of the field.
Chase Elliott gets up to 4th. Kyle Larson in the picture.
This was a tough restart for that 17. Started on the inside in 3rd. Now he's back here around 6th. Battling for his life.
Yeah, that was not what Larson wanted. He just got freight trained on that restart. Not what Larson wanted, definitely, at all. Oh, and look at Hulsevar inside of Christopher Bell. Can't clear him. Still 3 wide. Backs off. Now Alex Bowman to the inside of Austin Cindric. Tied off turn 2, but they make it through cleanly. As Logano goes 3 wide underneath Christopher Bell. And who's that on the outside? Hulsevar? Oh, Hulsevar's tight. Got really tight way up the racetrack. Don't know what was going on up there. But that just cost Hulsevar a bunch of time. Yeah, nobody's playing nice now. It's late in the race. It's time to go. Wow. The sun is literally right in their eyes. So turn 2 at this point is pretty much a blind corner. As Nemechek or Eric Jones inside of Christopher Bell. Can't do it there.
I don't care about all that. I just want to pass. I want to get the lead and control this race because I don't know about the next restart. And I want to be in control if that next restart does happen.
As Larson is battling Ryan Priest for 7th. He takes it. No harm, no foul.
John Hunter even checked this 42. We talked to Travis back beginning about strategy.
He said he was going to have to make some decisions between points and strategy. Well, they called a very efficient race. We haven't said their name a lot, but here he is.
John Hunter Nemechek, who started in fourth, up to sixth after being marred back in traffic a few laps to go. He's back inside the top 10. Oh boy, Hamlin's coming. Hamlin's coming. Oh gosh.
Chase Briscoe right now has been in his pit stop for 30.8 seconds accumulatively. You look at Ryan Blaney last year,
30.8 seconds. Wow.
Of a second different than our winner last year.
Oh my.
So basically what Trevor's talking is if you start with 20 gallons, you need to put 60 gallons in your car over the course of the race to run the distance. That's how the math works, minus a few yellow flags. So if it took 31 and change last year, it's not going to take less. We've had less yellows in this final run. We need to be in there longer. So the 19, the math is just confirming what we've heard on the radio.
Let's watch this 19 and the telemetry on board. I believe Denny was really close to be able to try to make a position or a pass or an attempt at a pass in turn one. Is the 19 doing as you say, Steve? Is he doing things with the throttle lifting early?
Yeah, lifting early. That's what Briscoe's doing. Briscoe's lifting early. Trying to save some fuel to make it to the end of this race.
Here he is again, full throttle, headed toward the tunnel turn. So he's saving a little fuel by trying to lift a little bit early at the end of these straightaways. All while watching where Denny's at and trying not to allow that Atlanta car to get by.
Well, let's check it out. Chase Briscoe getting nearly 5 miles a gallon. Denny Hamlin 4.6, meaning for every gallon of gas, Chase Briscoe's going about another third of a mile, another quarter of a mile. That over the entire fuel run may be a difference. So to your point, that's not my luck and that's not my tune-up. That is Chase Briscoe saving gas versus Denny Hamlin. Fuel mileage continues to play a role here at Pocono.
Right here at the end of the straightaway. He's probably lifting a little bit there, and that jumps up to 5.2.
Once again, Briscoe lifting.
Big chunk of saving right
Oh
there.
wow. Oh my. That burn bar. The famous prime burn bar.
He said partial lifting isn't saving enough. I need you to lift completely off and just try to use less brake. Coast in there with more speed, all while stacking these guys up behind him. Remember that dirty air animation you showed us earlier? He's using that perfectly. He lets the 11 get there, and he shuts that air off.
Chase Briscoe looking for his first win with JGR. His first 2 wins came with the now defunct Stewart-Haas Racing.
And being defensive, where does he need to run to keep the 12 car at bay?
What's up, Marty? Adam Spotto, Chris Lambert for Denny Hamlin's basically giving a play-by-play of Chase Briscoe's radio. They have told him the 19 fuel situation is no better. And Steve, I want to go back to what Chris Gale told Denny Hamlin right before this last restart. He said, listen, one more caution for the 19, and they can make it to the end of the race. So play it very aggressively.
I love that. Oh, look at the glare. Hand up off the steering wheel for Denny Hamlin, trying to block the sun as he goes down.
Yeah, a lot of sun glare entering turn 2. My goodness. As I said a few minutes ago, turn 2 is pretty much a blind corner with how low the sun is.
I love the cat's house at the end of these. It's just right on board with Hamlin right here. See if he can make any sort of gain. What Briscoe tried to do was saving gas and hold off a 7-time Pocono winner for 22 more laps.
22 laps to go.
Just think about everything that's on the line here. These drivers inside the top 5, maybe back to the top 10. Watching this 19, I would say, look, you'd be even more aggressive here. At least that corner. In allowing, lifting much sooner, completely out of the gas. And Denny can get within a couple car lengths even in the middle of the corner, and you'll be able to defend. Look how he has all stacked up.
Top 3 are almost pretty much nose to tail. About 0.3 of a second apart.
21 laps to go. That's an eternity here at Pocono.
Well, Hamlin tried a different line to get some clean air. Not so much, but that allowed Ryan Blaney to close up to the 11. Now Blaney's on the back bumper of the 11. Now What is Blaney going to do? Oh, gosh. What? Get out of the way, traffic. Get out of the way, traffic. Get out of the way, Tyler Reddick, please. Oh, gosh.
Junior, kind of walk me through what Ryan Blaney is going through right now. This is the first time he's had this much clean air all day long. Remember, he's come through the field twice, and he just told Tim Vito a moment ago, we're better in turn one than we've been all day long. The tunnel turn two, which Ryan Blaney will tell you, that's the corner they kind of give up here at Pocono. That's where they're struggling the most.
Yeah, this is the most important corner down here. Marty, turn 3 and opens up onto this long straightaway. So if you can get through that corner really good and get to the throttle sooner than everyone else, you run down this straightaway carrying so much speed to close the gap. Put yourself in a position to battle. Man, I'm not sure Denny Hamlin has the car that you would love to have right here. Seems like
20 laps to go. Briscoe's doing a pretty good job of holding off Denny Hamlin and Ryan Blaney in this chess match right now.
Denny now with the fastest lap of the race, though.
Of course.
45 out there. I don't know if it's helping the 19 handling, but it might help the fuel mileage a little bit. It's kind of a little further out than I thought.
Might help the fuel mileage? What do you mean by that, Steve Retard?
Time for the Chevrolet team update, and Chase Elliott sitting in the 4th position. Adam, he had been so impressive in the second half of this race, and they lose a little bit of turn later in this run, and they kind of felt like this length of run would fit the bill for the 9 team. But right now, coming off that 3rd in Mexico City, as Steve mentioned, one of the most impressive cars coming up through the field late in that race. Right now, looking at back-to-back top 5s.
I said it earlier.
Yeah, if we're not able to get the win today, I'll take another top 5. We're slowly getting better, but we just need the wins to come. That's all we're missing is the wins. We need to win more. It's taking them so long to get the wins.
And the top 5 drivers, only one does not have a victory under their belt here at Pocono. It's man leading this race, Chase Briscoe, first year, and Joe Gibbs Racing.
Tell you what, Briscoe is doing an amazing job. Dale, you talked about rolling out with the throttle early, lifting and not using any brake. Let's look at his system right here. I was looking at the miles per gallon. He's up to almost 5.4 miles per gallon versus like a 4.7, 4.8. There you go,
5.3 miles per gallon. The burn bar once again.
The best mileage of anyone by a very big chunk. Marty. Sorry about that, Trevor. Hey, it's okay. You can call me anything you want to, Steve. But yeah, Chase Briscoe here, as he has started to save, he's going faster. I know that's frustrating for a driver. You feel like you're backing up the corners, and they're calling out lap times that just don't make sense. But sometimes that's how it goes, right, Dale?
Absolutely. That's why I was thinking.
Okay.
He's able to lift a little sooner, roll speed down to the corner, roll through the center of the corner quicker, back to the gas, way more comfortable. He can get even more aggressive on the saving. Lifting earlier.
Lifting a bit earlier. That's what Briscoe's trying to do.
So that is the miles per gallon. I'm sorry, Dale. That was the miles per gallon. I was circling there.
He can get after it a little bit more, lift even sooner. I just feel like he's going to have to take advantage of every single lap to be able to gain what he needs to make it to the end.
Yeah, I mean, look right there. That's a mile further on every gallon, right? So just do
Dang.
3 laps short. That's 6 miles. So, I mean, that's a lot, but with that big a savings, you might be able to get there. Now, I'm assuming he's pretty short reading the radio. You know, it's like a poker hand we play right now. I'm not sure exactly we know what all their cards are.
Well, I go back to Michigan when Hamlin was saving, and we thought it was really tight, that he's doing burnouts and all that. So, you know, the science is way better, but you truly never know till you cross that finish line in this situation. Well, he's got 16 laps to go.
This is tied once again. Literally Michigan all over again. And who won that race? The guy running second. I hope it's not a repeat and Hacklin wins again.
Too much and allow that 11 to get by, because then the race is lost. But has he saved enough on the front end of the run here?
Has he saved enough? And back to what you've said multiple times, does Denny Hamlin have the car to push him? Right, you see like how Chase dumps the throttle, right? He's doing everything he needs to do. The 11's just not being able to mount a charge. listen into the 19 with an update.
Do what you're doing. Don't make any changes unless we tell you. If we maintain them, we can get there. If we maintain what you're doing right now, we're going to make it.
Negative flip to a positive. A glimmer
Okay. If Briscoe keeps doing what he's doing, they might make it on fuel.
If you can just somehow maintain this. Now I want you to hold off Denny Hamlin while saving gas.
Yep. If Briscoe can keep doing what he's doing, he might make it on fuel. He might make it. Byron couldn't make it at Michigan.
Sits on poles. He said to our pre-race they have to execute.
Yeah, Byron couldn't make it on fuel at Michigan. Can Briscoe do it this time at Pocono?
The tunnel turn, left it in fifth gear. Oh, Denny downshift to fourth. I was watching the telemetry. The Chase Briscoe shifting center into fifth gear, keeping the RPMs down, just another notch in that belt for saving fuel. And what burns gas? Throttle position and engine RPM. Those two combinations, that's what calculates miles per gallon. So stay in that fifth gear, keeps that RPM lower.
We're almost a year ago to the day when Chase Briscoe was announced to drive the 19. And you think about everything that he went through.
Yeah, I remember that when Briscoe was signed on to Joe Gibbs Racing for this year. And Christopher Bell accidentally leaked it a few days earlier when he said, when Chase comes into the car. Way to go, C. Bell. I remember that. Oh, my gosh.
But here he is in position today. And when you look behind him, the four drivers in the top five have combined for 11 wins in Pocono. I mean, he's saving fuel and trying to hold off the best. This is incredible as we come to 13 to go.
Yeah, this is very, very impressive by Chase Briscoe. In his 17th start for Joe Gibbs Racing, doing the best he can to hold off the all-time winner here at Pocono. I hope not. Well, meanwhile, back to Chase Daly. He is now falling into the clutches of Chris Buescher. So pretty soon, those two will be battling it out for the fourth spot. Yep, there's Elliott.
Is there anything left for him to be able to push?
Talked about Denny off the top. Got his third win of the year 2 weeks ago at Michigan. Stayed at home last week. Missed the race in Mexico City.
It could happen, NASCAR fan. It could happen.
To his fiancee Jordan Jameson arrived last week. Denny came back, and boy did he.
Just have to wait 12 more laps.
Winning the pole here yesterday, wins the opening stage today, and right now riding second behind his teammate, looking for his 8th win at Pocono. He's already the best all time here with 7.
We have the stress on top of the pit box. So that's the engineer, judging by my experience yesterday. That's the guy that's actually the one telling the crew chief, here's your fuel mileage. Here's what I think we can do. Here's how hard I think we can run. Here's how much we need to save. And he's got to be right? The pressure is on the crew chief, but all the individuals on top of that pit box have such a critical role.
Yep, I know you're a huge Briscoe fan.
You just pointed out was at Michigan. Byron led that until he ran out of gas. Dale, you and I were shocked at how many cars made it. Like, obviously, the information that these teams are getting is just so...
This is tight. This is really tight.
Years ago, so we'll see if that same thing... Pretty relaxed on the 11 box right now. I guess they feel like their work is done at this point. Can he pass it? Some questions, Trevor.
Yeah, James Fallout's getting Chase to back up turn one a little bit more, but another thing you guys mentioned was the shifting for Chase. Now through the tunnel turn, he's leaving it in 5th gear, not giving up any time, skipping that downshift.
Yeah, that's a great way to save a little additional fuel. And he's shifting a little earlier in the 5th gear off of turn 1, maybe down here on the front straightaway as well.
Through turn 3, 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go for Chase Briscoe. Can he hold off the all-time winner here at Pocono? 25 miles remain.
Make sure we're saving that fuel. I saw zero brake blow, right? I saw him out of the front. I didn't see
that brake blow at all into turn 1. So the fuel cells have a couple different pickups in there. A lot of guys run on one because they feel you get a little bit of a stumble. You flip to the second, and it gets you back to pit road. And basically what James is saying is, we're not going to go to 2, running both pumps until we see the white. Once we see the white, we're not pitting anyway. If we run out, we run out. So go ahead and flip the switch, running both pumps. It's a little. I asked in the garage. Some think there's a warning, some don't. It's a little bit of a
Laps clicking off one at a time.
Fuel and running the second fastest lap of anyone.
You don't want to really get with the little ball. There we go. 1, 3.
That's right. Back him up. Get more aggressive.
Yep, lifting a little bit more. That's what James Small just said. Lift up a little bit more.
Almost a mile further for every gallon. Briscoe, think about when you buy a car, right? Hey, this thing gets 19 miles per gallon in the city, 31 on the highway because you're not on the brakes and all. That's what you're doing, right? They're asking Briscoe.
Meanwhile, Ryan Blaney in the 3rd spot, he's doing everything he can to try to get by Denny Hamlin.
Don't stop at every red light. Don't use the brakes. Keep this car rolling. That's really the concept, right? You see it advertised. The difference, he's just trying to make a track with 3 corners act like it has no corners, right? No brakes. Don't slow the car down any more than it's necessary.
So far, so good. 8 laps to go. Briscoe in front of Hamlin and Blaney. Here's 11 radio, Denny Hamlin's team.
How do you feel about this fuel punch? He's probably half a lap short at that. They continue doing that until they close the night.
Half a lap short at best. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The 11 could win. I hope not. Not like this again. Not like this again.
I'm with you. I don't think he's back there by choice. I guess he's asking because now it looks like he's mounting a charge. We'll see if he is saving. Maybe just saving some tired nails.
Yeah, NASCAR fan, this is basically another fuel mileage race like we saw in Michigan, and Hamlin won. I hope this is not I hope this is not a repeat. Ugh.
To get into this winning race car, this championship race car. Now Denny trying to put the pressure on, trying to make that 19 have to use a little more throttle, burn a little more fuel, trying to run this 19 out of gas.
Has the wily veteran been sitting in wait? 701 starts. Has Denny really been just saving his front tires?
Oh gosh, he's starting to close the gap on the 19. No!
If so, runs the high lane around the bumps through the tunnel.
He overdrove, missed it a little bit there, buddy. I don't know.
You don't think that was by choice?
Yeah, lost a little bit of ground there, but dived him down into turn 3. Corner exit there. Marty.
6 to go.
Denny Hamlin's car seems to be getting better. They just told him a moment ago. Chris Gale said, listen, your lap times are improving. You can still go catch them.
Well, his lap times might be improving, but for Chase Briscoe, his team's just backing him up to Denny. You guys mentioned this Denny going faster. I think Chase was just saving more there. You can visibly see on the data. He's backing those corners up more and more, showing that Denny Hamlin.
And Busher has gone by Chase Elliott for the 4th spot, so Elliott's back to 5th. Still inside the top 5, but I think Elliott's fine where he is. But as for the top 3, Briscoe, Hamlin, and Blaney, it all depends on who saved the most. We all know that I'm rooting for anyone against the 11, either Briscoe or Blaney. This time by 5 laps to go. Briscoe up front, trying to hold off the all-time winner at Pocono. Can he do it? And does he have enough fuel in the tank to get the win? To get his first win for JGR?
This has just been not smooth, but a lot of gambling, a lot of calculating on top of the pit blocks. All right, we got some busy right hands out of Briscoe right there. I saw 4th gear, maybe a brake adjustment. A lot of work going on in the cockpit.
You saw right there in the in-car, he lifted early through the tunnel turn once again, trying to save as much fuel as possible to make it to the end and hold off Hamlin to possibly get the win.
And I know the heartbreaker running out of gas. Dale and I have felt it before in
Yep, we've seen it at Michigan a couple weeks ago when Byron, well, basically Hamlin caught up to him, got him loose, and Byron wasn't able to hold on. 10 miles remain. 10 more miles remain here at Pocono.
Responsibility to the rest of the team. That's a tough one for Chase Briscoe. He's a great dude.
Hamlin's starting to close the gap again. Ah!
Good asset to the sport.
Hamlin's starting to close the gap again, but he lost momentum off the corner once again.
That's the crux of this equation. You know,
Really good. I mean, you stay disciplined on what you're doing. And him go find something else. Rhythm.
that's an
Rhythm.
team radio telling their driver, make the 11, go find something else. Make him search around to find that clean air.
Yeah, I think that's what Hamlin's trying to do, trying to find the clean air, but he just can't close to the bumper of the 19.
I know it's further around the racetrack, but the momentum you carry off the corner allows you to go down this straightaway quicker, keeps Denny from gaining the ground, allows you to lift sooner, do the things you need to do to save fuel.
This race that started 2 hours late because of weather.
Down here, you gotta find the car.
This race that started 2 hours later because of weather got going again, and now it looks as though it'll be coming down to fuel mileage once again, like we saw in Michigan.
19 lifting right here. Did he close the gap?
You saw the difference right there. Briscoe lifts early, right before they get to the tunnel turn.
He knows he needs to.
That allowed Hamlin to close, but Hamlin loses the momentum off the turn right there.
Nursing it off.
Through turn 3 once again.
The start-finish line. It'll be 2
This time by 2 laps to go. 5 miles remain here at Pocono Raceway. Does Briscoe have enough fuel in the tank to get the win? His first win for JGR. Can he do it? Can he do it? And can he hold off one of the best here at Pocono? A lap and a half to go. After about 400 miles, it's all going to come down to about 2.5 miles remain. It's going to come down to 2.5 miles to see who saved the best fuel. Through turn 3, this time by white flag, 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank for Chase Briscoe. Can he do it? Does he have enough fuel in the tank? So far, so good as he's pulled away from Hamlin, and Blaney's now in position to try to take third from Hamlin. Through the offseason, Chase Briscoe made the move to go to Joe Gibbs Racing after being in Stewart-Haas Racing for the first few years of his career. Now that team is no longer. Now he's joined the new team in Joe Gibbs Racing as he's half a lap away from getting the checkered flag. Just got to get through turn 3 and he's arrived home. Through turn 3, just a lap car in front of him, but I don't think it's going to be a factor. Through turn 3, and it looks as though Chase Briscoe has saved enough fuel and he's going to get the win in the Pocono Mountains. There it is. The fuel strategy worked for Chase Briscoe. He collects his first win for Joe Gibbs Racing and his 3rd career win. Wow.
Led 72 laps, got a stage victory. Incredible day for Chase Briscoe.
Wow.
That's awesome. Good to hear the crew chief and the driver across the finish line. A lot of relief, but some great
Thank God this wasn't like Michigan all over again. Thank God. His teammate Ty Grandpa Gibbs congratulating him, and Chris Rebel congratulating him as well.
So he had to go out there and find that fuel. They were able to do it. Incredible day for Chase. Not only winning the race, scoring more points than anybody. Driver from Mitchell, Indiana.
Now let's see if Briscoe has enough fuel to possibly do a burnout. I want to see if Briscoe has enough fuel to possibly do a burnout.
Third driver for Joe Gibbs Racing to win this year. And the seventh to get it done in Pocono. Coach has now won here 18 times. He is putting the front brake into this thing so he can do burnout down this front straightaway, I imagine.
Yep. Drag strip style burnout down the front stretch. He even has enough fuel for a burnout. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, watch the inside wall. Watch the inside wall. And there goes the tires. There goes the tires.
It's a big deal, too, for Bass Pro Shop. John Morris, Caleb Martrix Jr. for years with this race team. Now Chase Briscoe is starting to write a new chapter with his partnership.
And there is Briscoe out of the car. First win for Joe Gibbs Racing.
Kind of did it the old-fashioned way. Dirt racer from Indiana. Third-generation guy. Great family support. And today they can all celebrate in Pocono, Marty.
Adam, as Steve mentioned, he told our pre-race folks, we have to execute. It was a driver mistake that put him in a bad spot, but it was maybe the most impressive stint of his entire career that put him back in a good spot. What's going through your mind, saving fuel, trying to hold off your teammate, the 7-time winner here, Denny Hamlin, and what pressure was that behind the wheel?
Yeah, it was a lot. It was kind of weird. Like I wasn't driving hard, so it's not like I was on the ragged edge, but it was just so hard to have a guy chasing you, right? Especially the guy that's probably the greatest of all time here, to be trying to save fuel and everything else. So yeah, just thank you to all you race fans. It's sold out every single time we come here, and it's unbelievable racing in front of a sold out crowd. So
Yep, it was a sold out crowd at Pocono once again.
This is really the first race we kind of executed truthfully all year long. So yeah, just to get Johnny Morris past Pro Shops in victory lane, to get Toyota in victory lane, Joe Gibbs Racing, they took a big chance on me, right? Like I wasn't.
Yep, and for the first time since New Hampshire in 2023 with Martin Truex Jr., the 19 car returns to victory lane.
Yeah, anybody that's worked with me knows I'm normally overdriving and missing my marks all the time. So yeah, for sure, it's crazy when you slow down. My dad tells me all the time, when you slow down, you probably go faster, and it was true there. So yeah, just amazing day. I want to say hey to Marissa, Brooks, Cooper, Collins. Here to celebrate this, but yeah, just an amazing day, and once again, thank you to all your race fans.
How personally gratifying is it to add your name to the list of drivers who have won a Cup Series race for Joe Gibbs Racing?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I literally grew up racing my sprint car video game in a Joe Gibbs Racing Home Depot uniform. So yeah, to be able to get coach in victory lane after, like I said, them taking a chance on me, it's just it's so rewarding, truthfully, and just such a big weight off my shoulders. I've been telling my wife the last 2 weeks, like I have to win, and finally to come here and do it, it's just been a great day.
As the sold-out crowd celebrates with you, you got about 20 crew guys.
And there's his crew embracing him.
Welcome to the playoffs, Chase Briscoe.
Holy cow. Holy cow.
Chase Briscoe taking care of business.
Definitely took care of business today.
Dominating, leading 72 laps today, getting the stage, and holds off some of the best. And Pocono there at the end. And we talk about the fact that he's going to go run for his
Yep, there's his name colored in blue.
5 spots remain with 9 races to go in the regular season.
There it is, right there.
There at the cut line, Bubba Wallace, a tough day today with brace issues, and now sitting just plus 29. Alex Bowman at plus 20. I mean, obviously, we're
I see you, NASCAR fan. I see you. You celebrate. I see you right there.
That vice is tightening for all those drivers not in blue.
I know we're going to head down to the post-race stage and visit with everybody for our big send-off, but what a great 5 weeks it's been. NASCAR on Prime.
Yep, and with this ending at Pocono, that means that Amazon Prime is officially done for this season. They did a phenomenal job this season.
We spent so much fun up here covering it, but the drivers and the team, they've really delivered, right? From Mexico to Charlotte to here in Pocono, Michigan, and everything in between.
Yep, all those poles that Briscoe won, 3 in a row, and another one at Mexico just last week. Well, no, not Mexico. Michigan, I think. Yeah, Michigan. A couple weeks ago. All those poles kind of paid off. Yep, all those poles paid off for Briscoe. And here comes an extra set of tires to replace and get to victory lane.
I was gonna say, Adam, the party is not over.
I love being in 5th instead of winning. It's the greatest feeling ever. Not. Yeah, nice Chase Allen impression. But overall, that was a solid race at Pocono for Pocono standards. Once again, on the next gen, it delivered once again at Pocono. A lot of different strategies going on, and it came down to once again a fuel saving strategy at the end. Kind of like Michigan, but not with the same outcome with Hamlin winning. So there's that. Grandpa, I lost! Well, Ty, you should have been on the same strategy Briscoe was on. Why didn't you listen? But anyways, this race pretty much had it all. For stage 1, it was kind of a snoozer with Hamlin leading all the laps and dominating to the stage 1 victory. But then once we got to stage 2, it looked like it was going to be another day with engine and brakes failing, as we saw 2 of the 3 2311 teammates, Bubba Wallace and Riley Herbst, have brake or tire issues hitting the wall. Tire issue for Riley Herbst entering turn 1. He got the wall. That ended his day pretty much early. Then in turn 2, Bubba Wallace said he had a brake rotor explode. That cost him a decent day at Pocono Raceway. Man, something about Bubba Wallace and Pocono, they just do not mix together, it seems like. Yeah, but something's got to change for Bubba Wallace to turn his luck around. So who's the commentators for TNT? I believe it's the same commentators that we saw for Amazon Prime, but for Adam Alexander, Steve Letarte, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. I believe it's the same commentators that we saw for Amazon Prime the last 5 races. But anyways, back to what I was saying for the stage 2. For stage 2, that's where we saw a lot of different strategies. Some drivers staying out, some drivers coming in to top off with fuel, some of them going on the mark, some taking 2 tires. But man, at the end of the stage 2, it kind of got chaotic just a little bit, especially with that 4-car incident coming off turn 2, where we saw Kyle Busch, SVG, Christopher Bell, and I think it was Ty Dillon that caught it. Yeah, Ty Dillon. But man, once again, Kyle Busch and his luck at Pocono, 2nd year in a row, he just does not have luck go his way at Pocono. Last year got taken out with 40 laps to go because of Corey LaJoie's antics. Then this year gets wrecked, even though he was still able to finish, but he got mired back in traffic because of the aerodynamic disadvantage he had because of the damage he sustained. He was still able to finish, but not the way that Kyle wanted Pocono to go for his standards. Yeah, something's got to change under the RCR camp for the A team. And keep in mind, Kyle Busch is returning to RCR next year. So whatever's going on in the RCR camp, it clearly is not working. Either get their crap together, whatever, but something's got to change for the A team, because this cannot continue. And at the end, Briscoe got stage 2 win. And once we got to stage 3, that's when the strategy talk started to go. And poor Brad Keselowski, man. Poor Brad Keselowski. First got a penalty because he pitted when pit road was closed when the caution came out for debris. Well, no. He pitted when the pit road was closed. That was during a caution for something. And I believe it was for debris on the front stretch when Michael McDowell blew a tire. And for some reason, they didn't call a caution. But I think that's what the first issue was. Then in the second issue was when Brad Keselowski was staying out while the rest of the field was pitting. Boom, caution comes out for SVG spinning out off turn 1 once again. That just screwed Keselowski's chances once again to get a decent finish. Poor Brad, he just cannot catch a break this season. His season from hell continues. Even after, man, yeah, something's got to change. Something has got to turn around for Brad Keselowski sooner or later. But his season is like from hell at this point. But at the end of the race, it came down to once again a fuel mileage save mode for Chase Briscoe trying to hold off the all-time Pocono winner Denny Hamlin with 7, and Ryan Blaney trying to go back-to-back at Pocono, trying to collect his 3rd win at Pocono. But in the end, it all came down to Chase Briscoe getting his first win with JGR after getting his first 2 wins with the now defunct Stewart-Haas Racing, made the move to Joe Gibbs Racing, even though it was kind of leaked already when Christopher Bell said, you know, whenever Chase comes into the car. And ever since that, we kind of knew that Briscoe was going to Joe Gibbs Racing. So thanks again, C-Bell, for that little leak last year. But we all knew this was going to come sooner or later for Briscoe when he entered the JGR camp. And he sure showed it today with leading the most laps at Pocono and getting his first win at the Tricky Triangle, 3rd career win overall in his Cup Series career, and first win for JGR. So congratulations to Chase Briscoe. He is now part of the postseason. And overall this race, it was decent at best. It had its moments, had strategy play, and had a little bit of fuel mileage, but definitely didn't turn out the way it did 2 weeks ago in Michigan. So for the rating of this race, I'll give this a solid 8 out of 10. It was good. It was a good race from start to finish. It had some moments, but it was good overall. Let me know what your rating of this race will be in the comments below. So anyways, congratulations to Chase Briscoe getting his first win of the season. Next week, they're off to Atlanta under that ridiculous new name that they have since they changed the name for some reason. I will never call it that ridiculous name that Atlanta has now. It will always be Atlanta Superspeedway in my books, or Atlanta Motor Speedway in my heart. I'm not calling that ridiculous name. I'm not calling Atlanta that ridiculous name that they renamed it to. And unfortunately for you guys, since Atlanta is now being held, since the Atlanta Cup race is being held on a Saturday night, by the time it starts, it'll still be Saturday afternoon by the time the Cup race starts at Atlanta on Saturday night. And as a Christian NASCAR fan myself, I can't watch the race on Saturdays until it's sunset on my time. So unfortunately for you guys, there won't be any reactions for you guys. But I don't know. Maybe if weather plays a factor for Atlanta, I might do it, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what the weather is like for Atlanta. But as of right now, I don't think I'm going to be able to do reactions for you guys. So I'm sorry. So the next reactions you'll probably see from me will probably be for Chicago Street Course in like 2 weeks for Independence Weekend. So in terms of reactions, you'll probably see me again for Chicago Street Course Independence Weekend. So until then, I mean, we'll see. You never know. We'll just wait and see what happens for Atlanta. And if not, then see you for Chicago Street Course, I guess. But until then, it's been your boy, Cito Brown. You all have a great rest of your weekend. And I'll catch you guys either regular reactions, depends on what the weather is like for Atlanta on Saturday night, or Chicago Street Course. We'll see we'll see what happens in the coming weeks. But anyways, be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more live streaming content like this. So until then, peace out, y'all.